Hello and welcome to Joy News at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM and hits 103.9 FM in Accra. In Kumasi, we're on Love 99.5 FM and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Sankara FM Yendi, Castle FM Cape Coast, Laura FM Laura, and Radio Max Takrade. Get radio, TV, and online content on the myjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. Coming up, Africa Center for Energy Policy reignites calls for privatization of ECG to enable effective regulation of the power distributor following challenges with the debt collection.
Allow ECG to be controlled by the private sector so that government can regulate it. Because government is a regulator through PURC. So if you have the private sector participating in that space, then government is able to regulate it.
Meanwhile, former board chair of GRA, Professor Ade, is kicking against the introduction of VAT on electricity bills.
We should be going after the billions of uncollected property taxes rather than going after the ordinary producer and consumer when it comes to electricity.
Also, retired police officer at the center of the alleged plot to oust IGP Dampare COP Alex Mensah says the leaked committee draft report is aimed at destroying his political career.
Somebody just want to disturb Commissioner George Alex Mensah retired. So what he is trying to do, somebody want to spoil my political career.
We have details as chairman of the committee, Samuel Atachia, hints of launching an investigation to reveal who leaked the report in business.
New World Bank report forecasts Ghana's economy to grow at 2.8% by end of year. We have details on the Joy Business Report.
And much later, Chef Filer reveals the support from the people of Tamale. Ghanaians encouraged her to cook for more days in an attempt to break the record for the longest cooking marathon.
I was expected to do 5 days in the cooking marathon. I wish I could do more, even if it meant dying, looking at how happy everyone was.
These are more coming up with me, Mami Sinyamiche Thompson. We are your home of independent, fearless, and credible journalism. Let's start now from the Africa Center for Energy Policy, and it's reigniting the debate for privatization of the electricity company of Ghana to enable government to regulate the power distributor effectively. The calls come on the heels of concerns of massive power cuts in the coming days, as many power plants have been shut down due to the closure of the West African gas pipeline in Takrade. The executive director of ASA, Ben Boachi, said many consumers are not paying for the power they're consuming because ECG is state-controlled.
We are not collecting enough revenue. The last time I checked, the under recoveries are above 70% now. So what it means is that when power has been generated and sold, 70% of the money cannot be gotten back. So government has to raise money from the budget to be able to offset that difference. And it's escalating by the day. We have to go back to the roadmap that we set up in 2014, which we all agreed that we need to, allow ECG to be controlled by the private sector so that government can regulate it. Because government is a regulator through PURC. So if you have the private sector participating in that space, then government is able to regulate it.
Meanwhile, economist and former board chair of GRA, Professor Stephen Ade, is kicking against the newly introduced VAT on electricity, insisting it will worsen the plight of consumers and make businesses uncompetitive. He spoke on that front on the Joy News channel.
It's going to increase the price of electricity, and there's no doubt at all people will be worse off. You first focus on things that increases production, and then that in turn will feed into your tax system. You should be going after the billions of uncollected property taxes and people getting away, creating things, being exempted, not even the more important ones. These are where the mines have millions of exemptions. And these are the ones we should go rather than going after the ordinary producer and consumer when it comes to electricity.
You heard former board chair of GRA, Professor Stephen Ade. Now, the retired police officer at the center of the alleged plot to oust the Inspector General of Police, COP Alex Mensah, says he suspects whoever leaked the draft committee report has an intention to destroy his political career. The supposed draft report recommended that COP Alex Mensah retired and the other officers captured on the leaked tape be prosecuted for conspiring to allegedly remove Dr. George Akufu Dampare from office. Reacting Reacting to the development on Newsnight, COP Alex Mensah said he suspects a conspiracy against his political career.
Somebody just want to disturb Commissioner George Alex Mensah retired for what he is trying to do. Somebody wants to spoil my political career. Somebody who has the intention to destroy me wants to come and destroy me at this particular time where we are going for our promise. But God being so good, it's not going to work.
Meanwhile, chairman of the committee, Samuel Atacha, insists the report was false, saying he would launch an investigation into the matter.
Some people have been trained to put together a report for the consideration of the committee. Those people are the clerk. So if somebody should improvise anything and put it in the public domain, that is his problem.
Would you recommend an investigation into this particular
I believe so. We should do that, because this is like trying to force a false report on the committee.
Away from that, protesting university lecturers have vowed to boycott negotiations with the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission if government fails to soften its stance on market premium. Leadership of University Teachers Association of Ghana UTAG and the Technical University Teachers Association of Ghana TUTAG yesterday staged a walkout from a meeting with the Fair Wages over aspects of their conditions of service. The union says government has shown lack of commitment and bad faith to see to their demands on market premium and other allowances. Dr. Zakaria Abubakar is General Secretary of TUTAG.
Not yet. I think originally we were scheduled to have a meeting today and tomorrow. We are still around until tomorrow, and if we hear from them and if it is positive, perhaps we can arrange a meeting with them again. But until then, we are holding on.
So what really would you want to hear exactly before you go back to the negotiation table or with your employers?
Just as I indicated, you cannot continue to refer us to a certain white paper issued by government on market premium, for instance.
And you heard General Secretary of TUTAG, Dr. Zakaria Abubakar, in an interview with my colleague MFA Apao. A flag bearer of the NDC, John Dramani Mahama, is joining calls to cap the number of Supreme Court judges. Currently, there are 15 appointed by President Akufo-Addo. Many believe too many appointments could reduce the trust in the judiciary and want the number capped. But the former president says such a decision would be carried out if he is voted into power. He was speaking at the 75th Annual New Year's School organized by the University of Ghana.
The constitution had not been amended. It was my decision that we will not go above 15, because if that was the general opinion of Ghanaians and we were going to amend the constitution in future to cap it, then we'll just keep it at 15. Unfortunately, a president will come who will go above that, and so I agree with you that we must cap it. Wait and let some other president to come and also make some appointments. Then after that, we'll all agree and we'll cap it. And then...
Now, the Ghana Law School is demanding government stays away from its internally generated funds as it is taking a toll on the infrastructural development of the school. Director Berimaya Kodia Opong says in 2023 alone, the school paid more than 12 million Ghana cedis to government, representing 25% of the school's funds. He spoke at the induction ceremony for 994 students who passed the law school entrance exams into the 2023-2024 professional career course of the school.
The Ghana School of Law is the only institution of education that pays part of its IGF to the government. In fact, last year alone, we paid in excess of 12 million Ghana cedis to the government of Ghana. Until recently, the government was taking in excess of 30% of our IGF. And so, Honorable, if you are surprised that since 1982, when you left the school, these buildings that accommodated you and your friends have virtually seen very little or significant expansion.
Now, Chef Failatu Abdul Razak, who cooked for 227 hours in an attempt to break the Guinness World Record for the longest cooking marathon, says the support from the people of Tamale and Ghanaians encouraged her to cook for more days. She initially planned to cook for 5 days, but extended it to 10 days. She spoke hours after ending her record attempt.
I was expected to do 5 days in the cooking marathon, but the motivation, the encouragement, the love, and every support that came from Ghanaians and my own town was so overwhelming that I wish I could go more than a month to put the image of Ghana to light. I wish I could do more, even if it meant dying, looking at how happy everyone was.
And that's Chef Phyla. Congratulations to her. And that's all for the bulletin. In our top story, Africa's Center for Energy Policy reignites calls for privatization of ECG to enable effective regulation of the power distributor. I am Amiesi Nyamiche Thompson. Business is next on the Super Morning Show.
You know, Papa, see that? And it's rickety car. Hey, Papa! Bobo, so how your engine now? It is half man, half amazing. Thanks to Quartz and you can feel better energy. Can't touch this. Actually, guys, so Sancho's engine just died like that? Yes, so somebody managed to convince him that there is a better engine oil than Quartz, and he switched. Sancho Panzapa. Now, which engine oil can be better than Quartz? No other, my guy. Quartz with its age-resistant technology, it keeps your engine younger for longer. Now you know. Have you guys seen the new bottle design? It's superb. Quartz 9000 from Total Energies there improves fuel efficiency. Why do you think Mr. Mane and Logoso have taken the Quartz Nation movement World Cup like that? Sorry. Chairman. Quartz. Keep your engine younger for longer.
The boys are lined up looking for an opening. They are charging forward from our three. Kuku has his eye on the cashier, but Yo gets there first. He taps and he scores.
Win your ticket to glory with the ABSA card assist. Tap to pay with your ABSA debit or credit card, and you could win an unforgettable Premier League experience in the UK or any of over 50 consolation prizes such as home appliances and shopping vouchers. It's time to tap your way to the Premier League with your ABSA card. ABSA, the official banking partner of the Premier League. Terms and conditions apply.
No matter your water needs, Syntex has it all. Syntex tank was first to introduce double layer tank, and now you can have as many layers as you want. Syntex tank was first to introduce white inner layer tanks in Ghana, and now introduces the customer specs order, which will let you order any color and size you want. Syntex tanks gives you the biggest warranty of 7 years, which no other tank gives you. So whatever your water consumption, size of project or demand, choose Syntex tank. Syntex tank, stress-free. Syntex tank, reliable. Syntex tank, maximum guarantee. Call 0244-335-168, Kumasi 0505-555-666, or visit syntexgh.com. Syntex tank, a strong, a tough.
Amanfwe and Yanumni Adolfo. Electroland Ghana Limited has done it again. It's the up to 70% discount bazaar. A simple cry. From the 27th to the 29th of January, rush to Electroland's Pinterest branch for amazing deals on your favorite Samsung, NASCO, Media, TCL, and Homeland of up to 70% off. You heard it here, up to 70%. It may be brand new, slightly used, have minor dents and scratches, or repaired. We are first come, first serve. For further inquiries, call 0503-153-739. Terms and conditions apply.
Illegal mining continues to destroy our lands and waters.
We are getting some cases of young people whereby they come with difficulty in breathing and cough. We find that they have extensive damage to their lungs. They tend to be people who come from communities that are involved in illegal mining.
From January 12th, we continue the fight against illegal mining in our communities. It's the Poisoned for Gold Community Tour. Join Erastus Asare Donko as we engage the people of Samreboy about the dangers of illegal mining. The Poisoned for Gold Community Tour is part of the USAGM Media Project on Nature Crimes in Ghana, supported by the U.S. Department of State Bureau of Oceans and International Environment and Scientific Affairs, Office of Conservation and Water. The tour is in collaboration with the Multimedia Group. Media partners: Joy News, Adum TV, Joy FM, Love FM, Inshira FM, Ahobrasia FM, Tricky FM, Asuna FM, Royal FM, Velvet Beam Radio, Max FM, Green Gold Radio and TV.
Pafu Dancehall.
Good morning.
So, who should go?
Who should go? Who should go?
I won't ask you who should stay.
Go?
That's easy. Who should go?
Well, I've been unimpressed with the sanitation ministry, but recently there was a change, and so
she's the new one is still in the honeymoon period.
Well, she's still in the honeymoon period, but I feel that as it is untidy, Ghana could be far beautiful than we see it right now, and we need to work on it. So, yeah, honeymoon period. So not exactly go, but we're still watching.
So your eyes are still firmly on sanitation.
Yeah.
I would have thought you would have a lot to say about finance.
Well, actually, I think the best performing minister is the finance minister now.
Oh.
And that
is that so?
I'm sure most of you will be surprised, but I think that 2023 was a very difficult year for him. People were asking him to resign and all of that.
Yes.
I see that he's been resilient. He's been focused. We are slowly making headway with. Eben doesn't agree with me. We are slowly making headway with the getting the IMF to release a second tranche of the bailout package. I mean, tough task, and he's at it. Let's just say, yeah.
So that's really what impresses you, the fact that he's at it.
He's at it. He's resilient. He's and we are seeing some results. We are also seeing signs of economic recovery, mind you, and so yeah.
Okay.
Unexpected choice, but he is my choice.
Yes, we are very, very, very interested in your analysis there, and I'm sure others have their views, which
I'm sure
they will
lots
all
of
share.
people disagree with me.
Well, we'll see what everybody
it's
thinks.
It's a tenacity, and
I see.
yeah,
the tenacity for you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The 6 a.m. news was brought to us by Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. And Absa Bank Ghana Limited, helping you find a way to get things done. And with tenacity. Pafu brings you the Joy Business Report along with his tenacious team. Thanks to Glyco Life Travel Insurance. Glyco, we cushion you for life. And Africa World Airlines. Touching Africa. Touching the world.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up this morning, new World Bank report forecasts Ghana's economy to grow at 2.8% by the end of the year. Also, businesses demand reduction in policy rate to ease pressure on interest rates following 5 consecutive declines in inflation, ending the year 2023 at 23.3%. Also, Ghana's unemployment rate expected to remain flat at 4% in 2024 and 2025. And later in the bulletin, cybersecurity experts advise prospective job seekers to be careful of increasing fraudulent job advertisements and scams. Details coming up. Hello to our friends listening from Coverradio on KTU Radio. Welcome everyone. First up, the economy is expected to grow by 2.8% at the end of it this year. That's projection by the World Bank in its latest economic prospect report. Here's more.
The forecast by the World Bank could indicate that economic growth will pick up strongly from what government was hoping to achieve in 2023. The 2.8% being projected by the World Bank shows that, for the first time in a while, the bank's forecast is in line with what the government of Ghana is hoping to achieve for growth this year. Target set out in the 2024 budget indicates that the end-of-year growth will be pegged at 2.8%. The report also shows that the economy will pick up strongly in 2025, with growth pegged at 4.4%. Based on the World Bank's report, there are strong indications that the economy may be on that path to to strong stability, especially when it comes to growth for this year. But there are also projections that the country may end 2023 with a higher economic growth if the third quarter numbers reached 2%. The economy expanded more than initially projected could come with some benefit for the country in terms of investment picking up and the cost of living reducing substantially going forward.
Georgia failed with that report. Meantime, Ghana's unemployment rate is expected to remain flat at 4% in 2024 and 2025. That's according to Face Solutions Employment Outlook. Here are details.
This is the same as 2022. According to the UK-based firm, the unemployment rate, if accompanied by easing inflation, will see a rise in real wages for many households. While this is a marginal increase that should not have much bearing on consumer incomes, the unemployment rate has been rising since 2017, and Fitch Solutions said it will continue on this path over the medium term and beyond. It added that the size of the country's labor force is reduced by low life expectancy at around 64.3 years of age, which is itself a result of the low level of government expenditure on healthcare and the prevalence of waterborne diseases and chronic illnesses such as HIV/AIDS. It concluded that a shortage of highly skilled workers also means that employers have to import workers from abroad to fill the gaps in the domestic workforce.
Now, the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry is asking the Bank of Ghana to consider reducing the policy rate in the next Monetary Policy Committee meeting following the drop in inflation for the month of December 2023. Government ended the year last year with an inflation of 23.3%, lower than its revised target of 31.3%. Reacting to this development, CEO of the Chamber, Mark Bedu-Abuaji, said the recent drop in inflation is enough justification for a review in the policy rate.
Obviously, I don't see any reason why the central bank should keep the policy rate at 30%. One of the main reason they gave for increasing the policy rate was to tame inflation and bring inflation down. So consistently, they've been telling us that consistently they've been increasing inflation. Even when at the point where inflation was trending downwards, they were still increasing the policy rate. Now we've gotten to a level where from the beginning of the year to now, we've seen a 30.4 reduction in inflation. So there is no justification for a central bank to keep the policy rate at 30%. Recent data indicate that our interest rate is the highest in the whole Africa. Just interest rate are the other cost of production, and you know how the difficulty is. So it is time that they step back. We appreciate that to some extent they've been able to use the policy rate to tame inflation. Now inflation is down 23.2. There is no need for the central bank to keep the policy rate at 30%.
Chief Executive of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mark Bedu-Abuaji. Now, as the Ghana Revenue Authority prepares to implement the 5 tax amendment bills, tax analyst Francis Timoboy is urging the authority to embark on an intensive and widespread education in order to get the buy-in of businesses. He's hopeful an extensive engagement with individuals and businesses will enhance compliance. He spoke to Joy Business.
We have observed some trend in the recent tax laws that are being passed. Normally, when a tax law is passed, either Parliament will tell us the effective date. Of late, we are not told, so we go by the date of Gazette or maybe when the President signs it. And if you've taken a close look at it, the President signs it on 31st December and it's expected to take effect on 1st January when everybody is on holiday. So if you're a business person, you find it's really, really difficult to comply. And so what the GRA has been doing to step in is to come out with a publication that these taxes are going to, start on this date. And so since the Commissioner General has said it, we've not seen any publication yet. We will kindly call on the GRA as a matter of urgency to tell the public so that businesses will be able to comply.
Tax analyst Francis Timoboy. Now, new vehicle owners are being urged to make use of all designated offices of the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority used for registration and other transport services. According to the DVLA, all the centers have the capacity to perform various services. This is to ensure that the regional offices are not congested with new vehicles for registration. Speaking to Joy Business, Deputy Director of Registration and Inspection, Eric Addison, also encouraged the use of the authority's new mobile application platform.
I mentioned earlier on that now vehicle registration services is all across our operational offices across the country. With the manual registration services, it was only limited to the regional centers. Now all our offices from Sefioso to Kumewu, Efiduasi to Offenso, Upper East, Upper West, wherever there's a DVLA office, you can do what we call any vehicle related services across the country. And so all these operational offices across the country, we are live and we are on production.
Deputy Director of Registration and Inspection at the DVLA, Eric Addison. Moving on, cybersecurity experts have called on the general public to be circumspect when browsing the internet to avoid falling prey to malicious attacks. The call comes on the back of a notice issued by the Cybersecurity Authority on the increase in job scams in the past few weeks. Speaking to Joy Business, cybersecurity expert and chief executive of Global Secure Solutions, Adam Glyman, emphasized the need for more education on social engineered scams and further admonish businesses to invest in cybersecurity solutions to protect their assets.
Understanding these risks is very crucial for both individuals and businesses alike. The bad actors behind these schemes create a mirage of legitimacy to exploit our trust, play on our fears, or manipulate our sense of urgency. It's therefore very important that we remain vigilant and aware of these threats. For businesses, implementing comprehensive cybersecurity measures is crucial. Employee education on the risks of social engineering and conducting regular training sessions help to decrease the rate or numbers of your fish-prone users. You can only do this through education and awareness.
Adam Glyman, Chief Executive of Global Secure Solutions. In case you notice any breach or malicious attempt aimed at scamming you, you can contact the National Cybersecurity Authority on 292. Well, next to today's edition of Investor Eye, you have the right to ask questions when any investment product is being sold to you. Don't just accept an investment product without thoroughly understanding the terms and conditions on the product. You also have the right to take contact numbers to ask more questions and follow up on issues not clear to you. Let's listen to Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Reverend Daniel Ogbami Tete.
I would encourage investors to ask questions. I think sometimes we have this culture of take what I say without asking questions. I don't know whether it's because of our educational system, but we need to ask questions. Okay, I believe that if anybody is going to offer you a product, just like when you go to the hospital and you see a doctor, you should be able to ask questions. Otherwise, you might be, or even you go to the pharmacist, the doctor has prescribed. If you don't ask questions, you may be given some medication that is contrary to what should be given you. So ask questions. So when it comes to investing, because as we say in Ghanaian parlance, sikaya moja, money is really important. So before you part with it, ask questions. Ask questions. Ask, are you licensed? What is the risk return characteristics of this product? Why are you offering this return? What measures have you put in place to ensure liquidity when I want my money?
You heard Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Reverend Daniel Ogbami Tete, on Investor Eye today. Make a date next week. Let's check the markets as we head out on the commodity market. Crude oil open trading at $77 a barrel. Gold increased by more than $7 to sell this morning at $2,031 an ounce. Cocoa trading at $4,206 a ton after going up by $44. On the currency market, the dollar going for 12 cedis, 23 pesos on the retail market. The pound going for 15 cedis, 33 pesos. The euro going for 13 cedis, 33 pesos. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Darryl Carr. Thanks for listening, and handing you over to the best and best performing morning show host, Jackson. With the award-winning show.
Yes. Darryl Bafuriata.
You asked for results. You are seeing results.
Okay.
Yeah.
Albert sent me this earlier, even before you shared your view. He said, "Kojo, finance minister must leave quietly before the reshuffle." Wow. But clearly you disagree.
Yes. I doubt that's going to happen.
You want his resilience to continue.
Yeah. He's giving us results, isn't he?
Is he?
Well, he is.
The results are that what we are coming out
we are
of.
Turning the corner.
Turning the corner. So we are coming out of the financial crisis.
Yeah.
Who put us there in the first place?
Well, that's a question for another day.
Is it?
It's going to be a long debate.
Okay. Make it as long as you want. So it will happen today on the show. Akwafu, thank you very much. All right. So this looks interesting. So one of my favorite gospel groups featuring one of my favorite gospel artists. So it's Joyful Way Incorporated.
Oh, I love Joyful Way.
Yes, featuring Joe Metal.
Oh, nice.
Yes, they call this one Higher Praise. It's our inspirational song brought to you by Duraplast Ghana Limited, producers of quality PVC and HDPE pipes, and Water Tank, the only water storage tank with a level indicator. Where Duraplast goes, water flows. Oh, this will be a good one.
Make a
Okay. So that's Joe Metal and the Joyful Way Incorporated. Higher Praise. Hello, Ray.
Higher. Yes. Today we shall praise. No, we are not praising anybody.
Who
today.
must be sacked? That's what we are trying to do.
No, who probably should be reshuffled.
Reshuffled, yes. No, when you say sack, they don't like it because sack there is as if they have done something terribly wrong.
I'm not sure I'm required to do only what they like.
So yeah, but you know.
So we can ask.
Shuffle.
Who must be sacked? Who must be moved? Who must be kept? And that's fair.
Oh no, I think that the sack there.
Yeah,
we have helped the president in the last God knows how long to do the reshuffle, but he has not been listening. Hopefully now he'll listen to his party. He didn't listen to the MPs, so he will listen to the party. But the list is quite clear. We just need to add on. In fact, at this time, yes. Oh no! You know yourself. See, if you are a God-fearing man of God, and you are a minister in the Republic of Ghana, at your core, you should feel God telling you that, boss, put it down, because this job, how bono in Western's expression. Yes.
So
trocalized the
you're suggesting that certain fathers should desert their children.
It's so imminent that as for this decision, God will never support it.
Oh my God!
Except it's a different God we are dealing with here.
So
but we may not know the ways.
Did you hear Darrell's analysis? He felt like that the best performing minister so far is Kenny Furiata. He said that he's impressed by the finance minister's resilience. That in spite of calls for him to be removed, he has stayed firm, and we are now turning the corner.
Well, one of the things about analysis is that, the criteria will define who is best and who's poor. So, Darrell is defined as criteria.
By resilience.
We can actually challenge the criteria, but that's not the job we want to do today.
Yes.
We would also tell you why we think somebody must go.
Again.
You set the criteria, and then you, based on the criteria, say this person should be moved, this person should be asked to go and relax, having stayed for a very long time. We'll look at all of those things.
It's not a personal vendetta, because the people we don't know them that well.
Anyway,
we know their works. By their deeds, you shall know them.
While I was preparing for this, then I realized we have a Ministry of Fisheries and Aquaculture Development.
Oh, yeah, they are still there.
Yes.
I actually thought it was one of the ministries that were booted out.
No.
Sometimes I get to. That's where our dear lady Hawa Yakubu is.
Hawa Kumsin.
Yes.
Don't go into the past.
You got the wrong Hawa there.
Yes.
So yes, that's Hawa
Kumsin.
Don't mix your Hawes.
This
really?
Is
Hawa Kumsin.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we have forgotten that in this republic, the minister who was going to be in charge of aquaculture did not know what aquaculture was. It aquaculture that was that? Yes, she did not know what it was.
Anyway, let's move on to our drive safe.
Okay,
campaign. And it's brought to us by Joy News and the Multimedia
33
Group.
million people. The very best of our selection
will learn on the job
for a sector that absolutely no idea what the name or the second part of the name is supposed to be.
So you put
But of course, you also have a trade and industry minister who doesn't know what inflation is.
Oh yes.
So
this have happened in this country, pal.
So put yourself in the shoes of the president while you are selecting these people. Are you thinking, I want people to come and serve the people of Ghana well in this position, or I want to reward my friends?
Kojo, let's get to our drive safe campaign, which says, when in doubt, yield. So defensive drivers know to yield in uncertain situations. If you're unsure of how to proceed in an intersection, or a traffic sign is missing or has been hit and is not clearly visible, practice the defensive driving technique of yielding to uncertainty. Once you've determined it's safe to continue, do so. And that's how you drive safe.
Now let's learn how to say it right, and it's brought to you by Kingdom Books, a Kingdom quality and affordability hallmarks, and Societe Generale Bank Ghana. The future is you.
Something must be done. You say either, I say either.
Today, I want to introduce you to one of my favorite English words, oleaginous. 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 This word started its life in medieval Latin as oleaginous without the second O. Back then, it simply meant from the olive, like olive oil. Today, oleaginous means oily, to be saturated with or richly covered in oil. Its more common and idiomatic use, however, is as an English adjective to describe any person, deed, or word that is extremely polite without being sincere. Any polite dialogue or comment that is aimed at flattering without being the least bit heartfelt could be termed oleaginous. Let's use it in a sentence. The parliamentarian seduced his constituents with an oleaginous welcome address in which he called them the sole reason for his existence. Here's another example which employs the original meaning. Ignoring the doctor's warnings, Sewa served her man with an oleaginous plateful of fried plantain and beans. So there you go, one gorgeous English word, two beautiful ways to say it right.
Interesting, eh? Okay, so let's quickly get into the newspapers. Today's review is brought to you by Syntex Tank. A strong, a tough. My Way, a simple life insurance by My Life and MTN Momo. Dial *165# on MTN to join My Way today. And Enterprise Insurance, Yafinie Motor Insurance Promotion. Enterprise, your advantage.
Now, the biggest story on the front page of the Daily Graphic is government payroll, Ghana card linked. Initiative to eradicate ghost names. So now the Ghana card is linked to the payroll. So if you don't have a Ghana card, which is presumably if you have not been able to get a Ghana card, you will not be on the payroll. The other point being made here is that mostly the ghosts know some people exist, but they died a long time ago, and people are using their credentials in doing so. The presumption that those people may not have Ghana cards cannot verify that they really have it. So that's where we'll get to know whether or not you are still part of the system. And some of the ghosts, they are really ghosts. They don't exist at all. Yeah. So and they create codurians in senior. Then they put the person there with somebody's record. So on the face of it, you might think it works out. This is what the government of this republic is trying to do. And hopefully this will be the final attempt. Because as for fighting ghost names here, for some reason, we have tried with all of our capabilities, yet they still exist in gargantuan numbers in a way.
They've set March as the deadline for this, which means that if you have some genuine reason why your Ghana card is not yet done, you have enough time to make this reason known to the system so that in March, there will be a reason to consider not removing you from the list.
Again, that's for validating newly recruited employees and the re-verification of existing employees of the Republic of Ghana anyway.
It's my only hope that for those who do not have the Ghana cards yet, would be able to get it by March.
Actually, all that we need to do is send the Ghana card team to every single
the last time they did the last time they did it didn't happen. But I'm just saying this because I've seen it before, where through state verification we said we had eliminated ghost names and came back and said, oh, hold on a minute, that was a mistake. So let's just make sure, as you say, that this becomes the last time. Okay, and that when we say no Ghana card, no pay, it is not just within the MDAs, or it's not just within the ministries, and so we say, but also within all other agencies of state. Even when it comes to the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program.
Oh, okay.
Even when it comes to MASLOG. Everybody who's giving money by the state has a Ghana card to show. When it comes to the Youth Employment Agency, everybody who's giving money by the state, who's paid by the state, has a Ghana card to show. When it comes to the National Youth Authority, so I don't want a case whereby it's like, for those who are paid salaries and those who are paid allowances, it doesn't affect them. Anybody who's paid by the state,
including
NADMO, everybody paid by the state should have this. That we'll check everybody and deal with it once and for all. Because we'll be dealing with salaries, Controller and Accountant General's Department, Controller, so we are on Controller payroll. But there are others who are not on Controller payroll, where there are ghost names.
That's true.
Does this thing still exist? NABCO or whatever it's called? Does it still exist?
No. We said we phased it out.
We phased NABCO out.
So that was just a temporary move.
Yes, it was for 2 years, but it extended to 3 years. Now it's gone.
So, I guess the point I was making is that because the thing is March, right? So a couple of months during which, if there are genuine reasons why you can't get your Ghana card by March, at least you can make the system aware of your genuine reason, so that there will be a reason not to remove you from the list in March. But if you do nothing, you don't have a Ghana card, you have a reason why you don't have a Ghana card, but you say, oh, maybe a minibi, so I'm not doing anything, they'll remove you from the list. So take some action is the point.
Okay, now no change in BC sub, just as what the Education Minister is saying, and Yoko retrieves 240 million Ghana cedi as proceeds of crime, and that's quite massive anyway. That's very, very impressive. Inflation ends 2023 downwards. Yes, yesterday they told us that 23%. The boys are worried about the impact on Gobe. And for those of you, the elites of the society who do not know what Gobe is gari, oil, beans, and egg.
Yes.
And if I repeat it twice,
near equal to be angry.
Near equal to be angry. So
let me
say it nice.
Yokegari. That's okay. Yokegari.
That's true. That's one of the.
So if I have it without egg, it's not gobe.
Oh, it will be gob. Yes, you would have reached a certain lower level.
That would be Yokegari.
But you know that's food that sustains a lot of the masses of this country. So if it's had inflation quite high in the 40s, many are worried about that. But Gary is made in Ghana. The oil we have to import. So okay,
we don't import the oil. So means everywhere when you drive around the country,
they'll do it here.
You see it all the time.
The beans too, we do it here, right?
No, we don't always produce the beans.
Oh,
we import some of the beans.
Hey, the egg too, we do it here.
Yes, for the egg, yes, it's here.
Yeah, so 3 out of the 4.
But the feed for the egg production is sometimes the problem. But also, this is the other problem.
I can't understand why it should have high inflation.
No, you can understand this.
No,
because the day-old chicks.
Why?
No, the day-old chicks, which would be reared into layers, they are imported into the country. And so, I mean, if I am importing them into the country, I would look at a few things. If I'm going to replace them, and after, in the past, it was 52 weeks of laying eggs. Now it's about, they could lay eggs for about more than 70 weeks. If I have to replace them, I would actually factor them into my cost.
You knew the fight, right? There's a CEO in the United States of America, no, not CEO, actually, board chairman, founder, who insisted that even if the economy gets to its worst stage, there's a certain product, is one hot dog, it will never change in price. Since the 80s, when the CEO took to him that we should increase the price of the product, say you rather must be removed. If you cannot keep it there, you don't deserve the job. There are certain food products we should protect because the people who consume it is good so that people can survive on it. Because it's been cheap and it's been providing nutrition for our people for a long time.
But Raymond, we need to look at other factors. We need to look at a few things. We need to determine, for instance, what would influence pricing. Okay, if we look at what would influence pricing, I mean, and in a lot of our pricing, I mean, I look at it, yes, of course, how much I bought it, would play a role. But this is the other point. I mean, when you say, oh, mommy, give me beans, 10 cedis, you don't buy the oil. The oil is part of the beans. So that person would factor that cost into it.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't buy the gari. No. People actually go and they go for concrete. You know concrete? Concrete is that, you want to drink a lot of water throughout the day. So you go for more gari.
Is rather extensive gobe analysis. All I wanted to know was whether I can have it without an egg.
No, but it's actually part of the inflation.
Yes.
Part of the inflation. So all of these will
So if you break it down,
it will go into the cost component. But this is the other point. For me, I've always insisted, look, when it comes to inflation, so it means that, and for those, before you start saying prices are going down, it means that prices are increasing.
Yes.
But compared to last year,
at a lower rate,
they're increasing at a decreasing rate.
Yes.
Or let me make it simpler, at a lower rate.
Yes.
So there's increase. The average increase is 23%, which is
not 54% as happened in 2022.
In 2022.
Yeah.
So let's bear it. And let's also add on the record that this is from second week of November to first week of December.
That's true.
The December inflation proper will be the
out
January
yet.
inflation.
That's true.
Now let me move on to the daily guide.
Well, you can move on.
And then your own inflation too, sometimes. Bear in mind that all of these are weighted. So, sometimes the government, based on consumption, could have a very minimal weight. But the daily guide for this morning says, Nana hopeful of economic rebound. That's President Akufo-Addo. Someone sent me a message and said that if the General Secretary of the MPP is talking about those who've had something and they want to go, they can go. How about the president? And I laughed.
No,
I wasn't going to get into that.
No,
discussion.
we have secured the man's term. I mean, let's
wait for him to go.
Yes.
He's indicated that the next NPP, if the NPP is successful, the next person will turn the economy around. But he's also told you that he's not a lame duck president. He's still in charge. Government rules out.
Contradictory.
He's in charge of waiting till the next
new payroll
president comes.
Okay. No Ghana card, no pay. You've talked about that.
Okay.
NDC fights EC over the voter ink. So that's the indelible ink. I don't know what your thoughts are, but I say this. Look, would it hurt? Would it hurt if we maintain what we've always had? I don't think it will. I have been voting in this country for some time now. I don't have a problem.
If the idea is that, we broke down the cost of doing an election, which is extremely high, and that per voter, if we remove the indelible ink, it will reduce the cost by 40 or 50%, I will support it. But if the idea is that, well, I mean, it's just one of the elements, so we can take it out, and its impact is 10%, I think that there is a certain misunderstanding that it is just an addendum to verification. That's not true. But let's proceed.
No, but you see that point that you've made, and for me, because of the kind of elections we're going into, and I remember somewhere prior to 2004 or something, it was a time that Dan Butcher said, "Oh, if this is the problem, let's allow it." Why? Because and it was not because of indelible ink. I mean, I was in charge. It was in terms of procurement. This is it for me. When you're going into an election, which some have termed do or die, an election which some say let's break the 8. Look, make sure that at no point in time is the election management body suspected of conniving with anybody. Take away all excuses and let's go into the elections.
Yeah.
And the last thing they
so that nobody will
come back and say, hey, you did this. Take away all the excuses. Let's just stay with what we have already. OSP arrest.
So I make that point. What I was trying to say is that the biometric verification device, all that it asks is, who is the one? Are you the one? Are you the one who's going to vote?
Yeah.
It doesn't determine whether or not you have voted.
Yeah.
Because it only passes you through a first level. You can actually, after going to the first level, decide not to even vote again. And you may not be captured at the tail end. It is when that is on your finger that there is evidence that you were given ballot papers to go into the booth.
The AC says once they verify you biometrically, if you try voting again, they'll grab you.
How would they do that?
We'll have that
because you'll be verified a second time.
OSP arrest Nate
don't
Boss.
have to be verified
So
a second
we're
time.
told that the special prosecutors arrested the chief executive of the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program, Kofi Ofosu Nkansa, for allegedly disbursing state funds to NPP delegates ahead of the parliamentary primaries. We'll get into the details later. Let's go for the online news review this
which
morning.
is brought to us by Zenith Bank in your best interest and Goyle Good Energy.
Now, what do you do when you run out of fuel in your vehicle? Do you just stop up anywhere? Don't do that. Let's introduce you to the Good Energy family and why you must be part of it. Gold Super XP 95 and Diesel XP are the very best quality fuels with high performance in town for your vehicle. Gold Super XP 95 is a high-grade fuel sold at the same price as normal fuel. Gold's Diesel XP is low in sulfur, making it an eco-friendly option for your vehicle. With over 440 stations across the nation, join the family that rewards you with quality for an energized driving experience. Gold Good Energy. Gold.
All right, on myjoyonline.com, the earlier we jail sellers and buyers of votes, the better for us. Dr. Kojo Pumpuni Asante of CDD is the one saying that. City Newsroom has recent power outages may persist, according to the IES, and you can check out a story about the latest on Israel's war on Hamas on CNN. Right now it's time for the BBC News, brought to us by Fidelity Bank, believe with us, and Old Mutual, 10 years of greatness in Ghana, here for a lifetime.
For decades, we have helped businesses connect with their trade partners all over the globe. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, Senegal, China, Morocco, France, Netherlands, and many other countries. We have made it possible to bring Ghana to the world. We have brought small and medium businesses closer to their customers across the regions in Ghana with our SME support facilities. We have brought relief and smiles to the faces of families with our employee personal loans. With our cutting-edge technology and digital support, we take the burden of complex thinking off you, making life simple. That is who we are, as close as a partner. Bank of Africa. We are indeed the African bank with the global reach.
It's a century of safeguarding dreams with Enterprise Insurance. In the spirit of our 100th anniversary, Enterprise Insurance revs it up with Yafinia Motor Promotion. One lucky winner will cruise around in a sleek brand new Nissan Kicks SUV. First and second runner-ups will jet off to Dubai for an all-expense paid escape. Renew or get your vehicle insurance between January and June 2024 and win free fuel coupons. Monthly raffle draws give you cool gadgets like laptops, Samsung phones, microwaves, gas cooker, tabletop fridge, and many more. Enterprise Insurance Yafinia Motor Promotion is on at all our branches. Call your broker or agent to buy or renew your motor insurance and make history with Ghana's oldest insurance company. Truly trusted. That's the Enterprise Advantage. Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Enterprise, your advantage.
Want to feel energized for more? Fuel up with Super XP Run 95 and Diesel XP high performance products from Goyle. Our high grade fuel comes at no extra cost but with more power. And our Diesel XP, it's low in sulfur, making it an eco-friendly option for your vehicle. Experience high performance and quality with our products. Available everywhere. Choose Super XP Run 95 and Diesel XP for an energizing driving experience. Good energy.
My way insurance, about mobile, send my way,
Hi, my name is Nanama McBrown, and I want to encourage you to dial *165# on MTN to join the My Way family. My Way provides you and a selected family member a cover against death. As a policyholder, you will also have a cover against total permanent disability and hospitalization should you be hospitalized for more than 2 nights. Dial *165# and join the family. Sanya My Way.
My Way is a product of My Life and MTN Momo. Terms and conditions apply.
Newsday from the BBC World Service with Victoria Wahunda and Rob Young.
Today, the International Justice Crime Court in The Hague is set to hear a case brought by South Africa in which it accuses Israel of committing genocide against Palestinians in Gaza. We'll bring you the views from South Africa, Israel, and the Palestinian people.
We'll also speak to a leading policymaker from the United States, Israel's biggest ally. He's just returned from Israel and the southern crossing of Rafah in Gaza and says more aid must go into the Gaza Strip.
And in Ecuador, the armed forces say that they have arrested more than 300 suspected gang members since the president declared a state of emergency. And we've got sport and business and more other stories, but first the latest world news.
Hello, I'm Chris Barrow with the BBC News. The UN's International Court of Justice in The Hague is set to hear a case brought by South Africa today in which it accuses Israel of committing genocide against Palestinians in Gaza. South Africa argues that Israel's actions and inactions are intended to bring about the destruction of a substantial part of the Palestinian national, racial and ethnic group. Anna Holligan reports.
Pretoria has asked judges to issue an injunction ordering Israel to halt its military campaign in Gaza. The lawsuit refers both to what Israel is doing, such as carrying out airstrikes, and what South Africa is alleging it's failing to do, like preventing harm to civilians, allowing adequate humanitarian access, and avoiding rhetoric which could be seen as proof of genocidal intent. Israel has strongly rejected the allegations, calling them baseless. The ICJ could respond to South Africa's request for an urgent intervention within weeks, but a final ruling on whether Israel is committing genocide could take years.
The UN Security Council has demanded an immediate end to attacks on ships in the Red Sea by Iran-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen, as the conflict in Gaza continues to stir fears of a regional escalation. It's passed a resolution endorsing the right of UN member states to defend their shipping vessels from attack. At least 15 people are reported to have been killed after violent unrest and riots in Papua New Guinea. Phil Mercer has more details.
The violence in Papua New Guinea's two biggest cities, Port Moresby and Lae, began when police officers joined a strike over wages. The Prime Minister James Marape said hundreds of people then flooded the streets, looting shops and setting businesses on fire. Security officials have described the unrest as total anarchy. The military has been called in to try to restore order. Diplomats from China have urged their citizens in Papua New Guinea to take extra safety precautions.
Phil Mercer with that report. Ecuador's armed forces say they've arrested more than 300 suspected gang members since the president declared a state of emergency on Monday, which triggered a wave of deadly violence. With the latest for us, here's Warren Bull.
Ecuador's military commander, Jaime Vela, said more than 40 hostages had been rescued and that dozens of weapons and explosives had been seized since Monday. That was when President Daniel Noboa introduced 60-day emergency powers in response to a series of riots in Ecuador's prisons, during which a notorious drug lord escaped from his cell. But criminal gangs have responded with unprecedented violence, carrying out bomb attacks, kidnappings, and further prison riots. The Brazilian government has made its police force available to Ecuador to respond to the unrest.
This is the world news from the BBC. The authorities in the Ukrainian city of Kharkiv say at least 11 people have been injured in a Russian missile strike on a hotel. The mayor of Kharkiv said no military personnel were in the building. At least one Turkish journalist was among those injured. Ukraine has seen a series of heavy aerial bombardments by Russia in recent weeks, with dozens of civilians killed. China has issued a bold statement to Taiwan 2 days before the island's presidential election, saying a win for the frontrunner would pose a severe danger to ties with Beijing. China's Taiwan Affairs Office said it hoped that most people in Taiwan would see what it called the extreme harm of the Democratic Progressive Party's policies. In the largest study of its kind, scientists in England have found that analysing a patient's complete genetic makeup can transform cancer care by helping provide more targeted treatments. Here's our medical editor, Fergus Walsh.
The study, published in Nature Medicine, analysed data from more than 13,000 cancer patients who were part of the 100,000 Genomes Project, which set out to study the role genes play in disease. Patients had whole genome sequencing to analyse mutations in their cancer which might be driving their tumour growth, plus analysis of their inherited DNA to see if they were born with genes that increased their risk of cancer.
Scientists at the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew in London have revealed their top discoveries of new plants and fungi in 2023. They include a palm tree that grows largely underground and a red-flowered orchid that grows on top of an extinct volcano. They say the new finds need immediate protection, and at least one of the species may already have gone extinct. Around 3 in 4 of the planet's as yet undescribed plants are under threat. Among them may be new sources of food and medicines. That's the latest BBC News.
Thank you for that news and welcome to Newsday here on the BBC World Service.
Introducing Series Nectar, the essence of deliciousness. Series Nectar comes in 5 irresistible flavors. Multi-fruit fusion for a burst of deliciousness. Tropical blast for a taste of the exotic. Caribbean crush to whisk you away to sandy shores. Mango orange twist for a tropical twist, or the refreshing orange. Get your Series Nectar today in most supermarkets and wholesale outlets. This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome to a thrilling season of football live on Star Times. The best of Africa will converge in Ivory Coast from the 13th of January.
Witness the most anticipated tournament in African football, where Ghana could end a 42-year trophy drought, and Egypt with an 80% chance of winning their 8th AFCON title. The Teranga Lions of Senegal look like defending their title. The AFCON is here with all 52 matches delivered in stunning HD on Star Times. It's an incredible new year. Upgrade to the Star Times Mega Bouquet for only 180 Ghana cedis.
Star Times. Enjoy digital life.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Kweku Samson.
Yes, Kweku Samson. Kweku Samson.
I like that name, Kweku Samson.
Was he talking about Samson Ladia anyway?
Oh, why?
Samson Kweku.
Why?
I'm not sure, so that's what I'm actually asking.
Kweku Samson, who was
but Samson Ladia doesn't have that record.
You know, that wasn't fitting him, and come on.
As of the time Kwade was in his prime, right? He was actually operating in Kumasi.
Yes.
Samson too was at Love FM. I'm trying to connect whether they.
So this is how you do your fact checking.
No, I'm trying to connect. This is.
This is very. I'm
looking at. No. I've not concluded. I said, is it? I'm asking questions. Why are you concluding that is the person? It could be. Why are you saying that it is impossible?
Raymond, before you conclude,
have you followed Samson Ladia in his entire life?
Please don't be like that.
Before
it is possible. He's also Samson.
Wait, before you conclude, let me bring you the banking education series.
Okay.
By the National Banking College. And it talks about electronic transfer of currency where an accountable institution through electronic means and in accordance with the Foreign Exchange Act 2007, Act 723 and regulations made under that act. A. Transfers currency outside the country or receives currency from outside the country on behalf of a customer which exceeds the amount prescribed by the Bank of Ghana, that is $1,000 and above, or its cedi equivalent. The accountable institution shall, within 24 hours after the transfer or receipt of the currency, report the particulars of the transfer or receipt to the Financial Intelligence Center. Non-compliance with this provision may attract a fine or a term of imprisonment or both. And that's section 42 and 61 of the Anti-Money Laundering Act 2020, Act 1044, and section 292 of the Anti-Money Laundering Act guideline for accountable institutions. So that's our banking education series for today.
So please, will you stop accusing Samson of being?
But Kojo, there's something bothering me.
Yes.
So I'm sure there are many of you who may have seen the VAT on electricity. First of all, it excludes lifeline consumers. And by lifeline consumers, we mean those who consume 30 units a month. Now, let me make it very simple for you. 30 units a month means your total consumption is around 20 to 22 Ghana cedis a month. So, if you consume more than that,
VAT now account,
you're in there. Now, I ask myself a very simple question. Why? Why burden the Ghanaian with so much taxes
at this time?
I
mean, of all the times in the history of this country, at this time.
And the worst part is this. Look, ordinarily, yes, we know, value-added tax, no problem. But ordinarily, you want to be taxing profits of people, companies, businesses. Now, today, you have a growth and sustainability tax. Top line tax. So before you get, that's the first item. Before you get to even the bottom of it, once your earnings are made, you take it. Before you would even get down and come and pay your income tax. 2, you have decided, even with unavailability of electric vehicles, to charge us for using
the car is not there.
Petrol.
You are hoping to bring them or make them in this republic.
You have
yet
also decided
ahead of it
to tax even insurance that today third-party insurance is going up. Then electricity, which today, if the city depreciates, it's going up. Very soon,
quarterly
review, and most of the time goes up. How wicked can the government be to the good people of this country? That today, every little money that we get, you cannot go and ask for salary increase. Because for those of us who find ourselves in this kind of industry, one of the first thing companies do is to cut their advertising budget. So you cannot even go and say, increase my salary. The little money that you are managing too, the government is finding ways and means to take everything away from you.
And it's not as if, let's put in perspective. Because of your terrible inflation over the period, our money, I've actually had a we call inflation as a terrible tax because it's a tax on your money too. Then we have to contend with all the other economic factors that are making us very struggling every single day. The same government that's doing so well to try and fight inflation and is the rise of inflation is the same government that's compounding taxes, making cost of doing business and cost of living rise. How do you do that? I mean, if there's ever a time that policies do not make sense or they are contradictory, this is the time. On one hand, you say, oh, we need to bring it down because it's affecting people. On the other hand, the factors that are driving our inflation, every other time you have the opportunity, you increase them. With this is the perfect definition of retrogressive taxation. And what happens is that businesses will be uncompetitive like you want them to be. The ease of doing business will actually be worse than it's supposed to be. Then the people who they are employing, it reaches a point, so we can't keep them there. They should go home. Then you reduce the number of people who can actually get the other taxes from. Then their amount of money they can spend for you to tax further is also reduced. So, I mean, somebody is competent in our government and thinking economic-wise about how to make sure that this country develops.
Who's that?
I'm saying, of course, there's an economic management team. So there's every wonderful thinking in the state that goes against every sensible procedure. All that we are interested in is that we are increasing tax to GDP from 13 to 20. Every time, that's all that we are talking about. We will tax ourselves into a corner that there will be nothing left to tax again.
Some clarity. The VAT on utilities is what percentage? The regular
15%.
15%. Okay.
I haven't seen NHIL and I've seen VAT, so that's 15%.
So in essence, this is a 15% increase in everybody's utility bills.
Yes, essentially.
And let's not forget it. So people should not forget. In the last 1 year, we've had over 100% increase. Let's not get it wrong.
And this
when
is
they had to decrease it, it was so small percentage. Small.
And you see, this is the other point. As you begin to consume, as you begin to increase your consumption, the price variation, so it goes up. And this is the other point. When you have a government that has managed the economy so badly that today, once dollar is 12 Ghana cedis, that today inflation is 23%, the last thing I expect of that government is to be taking away my money that already has no value.
That's true.
My money today
or doing
has
everything
no value.
to make sure that they still take part away.
Today, my salary has no value. And the little money that you have, government is finding ways and means to take everything away from you. And yet, even the electricity is not stable.
The thing that they are adding the tax on and they're adding VAT on is not even stable.
Look, in 1995, when Nanado and his colleagues embarked on Kumipreko over VAT, at the time I was in Ho, we said Makumavo, just like Kumipreko.
Okay.
Let me die and be free. Today, the state of this country under Akufo-Addo is worse than what he demonstrated against in 1995.
You know, if it wasn't for the fact that somebody will come and tell me I'm being political, I would have said that the finance minister and his president should all pack their bags and leave, because to be perfectly honest, there's nothing beyond failure that they can put their hands on their chest to claim ownership over. Because at this point, the suffering is just too much. But if I say that, they'll say,
well, you've said it already. Let's move on.
Anyway. We are brushing them because we are absolutely doing a reshuffle this morning. The party in power itself wants a reshuffle. So who stays? Who goes?
Get me my bell first. Get me my bell.
Where is that?
Yes, get me my bell.
Please,
I mean, I need that bell. I need that bell.
Where is it?
I need that bell.
Where is it?
Yes, let me bring the bell. So it's very important. This is a bell we used for the first time on the 5th of March 2000.
Very good. Hey,
once you hear it, then it means
you are out.
Or somebody will go.
Yes.
In my mind, I know those who have to go.
Oh.
And if you listen to me, Chris, I may have given you a clue. Don't worry. I mean, if you have a minister who doesn't have an appreciation of what inflation is, he's in charge of trade and industry.
Please,
Anyway,
look.
All
right, let's get into it. The Super Morning Show will be doing a reshuffle, and you need to be part of it. Use the hashtag JoySMS. So start telling us who you think should stay and who should go. That will be part of the conversation going forward. Stay with us.
Wake up to joy, joy, joy. Sunshine and joy in the morning time. Yeah. Wake up to the Super Morning Show. Yeah. Wake up to joy, joy, joy in the morning. Yeah. If you're turning on your radio, go for some joy in the morning. On the Super Morning Show.
Welcome to the Joy Super Morning Show.
And Fidelity Bank is excited to announce the call for applications of the Fidelity Young Entrepreneurs Fund once more. Are you an entrepreneur between the ages of 18 to 40 and 45 for women and have been operating profitable business for up to 1 or 2 years in any of these sectors: agriculture, small scale and light manufacturing, technology, related business, creative arts, fashion, millinery and bead making and green business, waste recycling and renewable energy? Seize this opportunity and access up to 200,000 Ghana cedis at an interest rate of 10% only with no tangible collateral. Apply now at fyei.fidelitybank.com.gh. For further details, reach out to us on 0531012935 or 0594111207 or via email at sustainablefinance@myfidelitybank.net. Terms and conditions apply. Fidelity Bank, believe with us.
That 10% is very good. I mean, I will not dispute that. Very good. Yeah, too good. Yeah, anyway. Now, the Office of the Registrar of Companies has introduced premium services in response to clients' requests for fast-track services. The Prestige Center offers a bouquet of services, including registration of business names, into brackets, sole proprietorships, companies, professional bodies, updating of businesses from the historical database, which is called the re-registration, the filing of annual returns, and the renewal of businesses, with the delivery of certificates and profiles in just 24 hours. Come and experience a premium class service. Visit the ORC office located at the Registrar General's Department, Accra, and call us on our hotline on 0302 666081, 0302 4791, and also there is 0302 664792. For further information, you can WhatsApp or Telegram us on this number 055-765-3130. Join us on our social media handles at ORC Ghana. ORC is a trusted partner for business. Now, a poorly maintained car engine can age faster, and that is why Total Energies offers specially formulated quartz engine oil with age resistance technology. Now, this is a breakthrough which ensures optimal performance of your engine and improves protection against mechanical wear by up to 74%, even under extreme temperatures and pressures. Choosing quartz from Total Energies is choosing the engine oil that keeps your engine running efficiently and effectively. Quartz keep your engine younger for longer.
Yafini, Enterprise Insurance, leader in general insurance since 1924, celebrates 100 years with the Yafini Motor Insurance promotion. One lucky winner will drive off in a brand new Nissan Kicks SUV. First and second runner-ups will jet off to Dubai, all expense paid. To win, purchase or renew your vehicle insurance with Enterprise between January and June 2024. Monthly raffle draws offer you lovely laptops, TVs, microwaves, fridges, and more. Also win instant free fuel coupons and gifts. Visit any Enterprise Insurance branch or call your broker or agent. Call us directly on 0302 634 777. Experience the time-tested and truly trusted 100 years legacy of Ghana's oldest insurer. Terms and conditions apply. Enterprise, your advantage.
Now, how do you find customers for your products and services throughout Africa in 2024? What are the key issues that can make your business succeed or fail in the year 2024? Kojo, are you aware of the major threats to your businesses in Africa? In the year 2024, don't be caught off guard. You need to join the attendees from all over Africa and the rest of the world at the Crystal Ball Africa 2024 to get the most insights whilst networking. The theme is One Continent, One Market, Growing Beyond Borders. You know, Europe has continental one market, what they call it, the continental market. That's what we also want to do with this one. One Continent, One Market, Growing Beyond Business Borders. This is on January 18, 2024. The time is exactly 9 a.m. and the venue is Labadi Beach Hotel. You need to register now if you want to join and get to know what will make you survive on the continent. It's actually at crystalballafrica.com. crystalballafrica.com. So you don't get it wrong. The crystal is CRYSTA, no L, then ball, BALL, Africa.com. Don't miss this opportunity. Media partners: Joy FM, Joy News, Joy Prime, and Joy Business.
All right, don't forget, KingdomStoreOnline.com awaits you with the absolute best quality office essentials, equipment, and furniture, all at affordable prices. And you can pay online via Momo across all networks for whatever you see and like. They will deliver to your home or office in good time. Plus, you get free delivery if you're in Accra or Tema. Terms and conditions apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
So are you ready for a colorful festive season? Well, some of you are still on holiday, so why not? It's time to do more for less with Coral Paints. Choose from up to 35 vivid colors of their premium quality Dulux acrylic PVA and Coralatas at unbeatable prices. Purchase a bucket of acrylic PVA for only 749 Ghana cedis and Coralatas for 927. Living up your spirit, and do not miss out on this holiday season. This promotion is valid at all Coral Paint stores and authorized distributors nationwide.
How about free fuel today, Kojo? 500 CD for you from me, from deep within my heart.
Amen to that.
Yes. But I mean, I can
you see the January vim.
Amen. Now, start the new year with easy and secure movement with SG Ghana. Get insured and receive free fuel for your car.
Amen.
Buy or renew your Sound Drive insurance with SG Ghana from now to the 31st day of March and get free fuel of up to 500 Ghana CD for your trips. It's time to hit the road with reliable insurance and free fuel. Visit any SG Ghana brand today and get the cover you need for your car plus free fuel to take you places. Terms and conditions apply. SG Ghana, the future is you.
Well, I guess it's time now for the nutrition line from Nestle, and of course they offer good food for a good life.
Here you go, dear.
Mom, you didn't add milk.
No need to. Taste and see why.
Wow, but how?
Is it milky?
Very.
Is it creamy?
Yes.
That's Milo all-in-one for you. It's so milky, eh? I don't need to add more milk.
I love it, Mommy.
Give your kids all-in-one. It's truly milky and rich in calcium. Milo, energy to go further. Milo. This advert is FDA approved.
This is Nestle Nutrition Line. Nestle Nutrition Line is a public service program from Nestle Ghana Limited. Nestle Nutrition Line offers tips on good food for a good life. Now to your presenter.
Hello. Morning has broken, and our pleasurable duty is to sprinkle some goodness and sparkle on your day. So here we are, Nestle Nutrition Line. I'm Jackie Ankra, also known as Na Ajelisoa. I hope you're well and strong and looking forward to a beautiful day. Today we're beginning a series on weight loss tips. My first weight loss tip is to eat more green vegetables such as cucumber, kontomire, lettuce, kale, spinach, green pepper, okra, and cabbage. What differentiates green vegetables from others is their low calories. This means you can eat as much as you want and only consume very little energy or calories, and yet feel satisfied. This property is critical since to lose weight, you need to shift your energy balance and expend more energy than you consume. By including lots of green vegetables in your diet, you can reduce the amount of carbohydrates and fats you eat, thereby eating fewer calories, yet remaining satisfied. For green veggies like kontomire, ayoyo, and okra, which are typically prepared with oil, be mindful of how much oil you use, or else you will be eating lots of kontomire stew, for example, but taking in too many calories due to the palm oil or cooking oil used to prepare it. Out of time we are, but I hope you've learned something beneficial, something that you can apply for a healthier, longer, happier life. Our joy is to see you happy, see you healthy, see you enjoying the gift of life. So do please reach out, call us or email, and let's share ideas, comments, suggestions, and build on our partnership. It's the only way to grow. So we look forward to hearing from you. Do please reach out. 0302 517 020 or 0302 211 880. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Toll free 0800 12 0001. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to midnight. Weekends and holidays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. To send a WhatsApp, SMS, or call between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. 0593 845697, 0593 845649, or 0593 845708. Alternatively, you can send an email to consumerservices@gh.nestle.com. I wish you nothing but the best. Make every moment of your day memorable by doing something incredibly, remarkably unique. May God be with you today and always. Have a beautiful day. Bye.
Here you go, dear.
Mom, you didn't add milk.
No need to. Taste and see why.
Wow, but how?
Is it milky?
Very.
Is it creamy?
Yes.
That's Milo all-in-one for you. It's so milky, I don't need to add more milk.
I love it, Mommy.
Give your kids all-in-one. It's truly milky and rich in calcium. Milo, energy to go further. This advert is FDA approved.
Imagine strutting into the most anticipated wedding of the year. Only to see 7 other girls wearing your exact same outfit.
You are special and one of a kind, and that's why whether it's voice, data or SMS, you get to enjoy personalized offers tailored to your specific needs with MTN just for you. Dial *141# or select your options on the My MTN app to redeem your unique just for you package on Ghana's best mobile network. MTN.
Have you ever thought of the one that makes you complete? An escape from the clutches of interest charges. With the Standard Chartered Visa debit and credit cards, payments are completed at the speed of light, intertwined with interest earning accounts. You also get unbelievable rewards every time you swipe. You have access to over 1,200 airport lounges worldwide. High credit limits of up to 100,000 Ghana cedis and up to 50 days interest-free with our credit cards. You also get to enjoy full multi-trip travel insurance for 90 days. Fees discounted at your feet with our globally partnered merchant points. Bills are always settled, not battled. Get the Standard Chartered debit and credit card now. Call toll-free on 0800 740 100 or 0302 740 100 or reach us via email on feedback.ghana@sc.com. Standard Chartered, here for good.
Wake up, have a great day, yeah, with nourishing cowbell premium milk and cowbell Vita Rich, nourishment for you. There's a cowbell milk for you, for you, for you. Cowbell Vita Rich and cowbell premium
Introducing the new Cowbell Premium Milk, high in protein, and the new Cowbell Vita-Rich, enriched with vitamin B9, both so creamy. Now there's a Cowbell for you.
Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
This advert is FDA approved.
All right, well, birthday messages on the Super Morning Show are brought to you by MTN. There we go. Bank of Africa, the African bank with global reach. Bank of Africa, as strong as a group,
as close as a partner.
And Franco Trading Enterprise, still
phone papa.
So, no birthday messages for me today?
Yes.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Which means we can swiftly move on to the Joy Sports Center, which is brought to you by
MTN. Everywhere you go.
Standard Chartered Bank.
Here for good.
DSTV.
It's your moment.
And Cowbell.
A creamy goodness.
So
now you know we all have those days when you're low on everything. Kojo, cash, airtime,
low
energy.
Around this time.
Around this time. This is a perfect timing for it. Even airtime and data. Now, that's why MTN Extra Time is an airtime and data advanced service that allows you to make calls or browse the internet even when you have an insufficient balance. All you have to do is dial *506#. Yes, *506#. Go through the prompts and select the amount of airtime or data you need. It's more than simple. Doing your favorite things on MTN means you don't get interrupted, even when you are low on airtime or data. Please remember, all terms and conditions apply.
Well, if you are low on cash, I've got good news for you, because it's time to get yourself the Standard Chartered Visa credit card, and you could get and spend up to 100,000 Ghana cedis free of charge with an offer to pay back in 50 days without paying any interest charges. Now, that's a jolly good idea. And the Standard Chartered debit card is your plug to hefty discounts. You could get up to 20% discount when you swipe at selected merchant points and partners. And let me not fail to add that while you enjoy all these, you could also win a trip to tour selected cities across Europe. So don't let money stop you from doing the lovely things you want to do this around this time. It's time to settle bills and not battle them. Let's make merry with Standard Chartered's Visa, debit, and credit cards. And this could be your time. So, Chairman, Boss Lady, wait no more. Call toll free on 0800 740 100 or 0302 740 100, or reach us via email on feedback.ghana@sc.com. Standard Chartered, here for good. Okay.
Thank you, Kojo. Good morning to you. Good morning to all of you. Welcome aboard to the Joy Sports Center with me, Fentu, Tahiru Fentu, coming up this morning, of course. All right,
can go out there and then cause surprises. And I have a feeling that this is the time Ghana can win it. This is the time. Because Ghanaians doesn't have confidence in the team. But when the tournament starts, a lot of things can change.
Okay, that's Lai Kingston, former Ghana international, saying the Black Stars will win the Africa Cup of Nations. Also coming up this morning.
Curtis Jones. Now Jota. Nunez to pull it back! For Cody Gakpo to do it again in the League Cup. The substitutes combine and Liverpool turn it round in the blink of an eye.
Yes, Liverpool Football Club, of course, scoring twice in 3 minutes to beat Fulham in the Carabao Cup semi-final. All of that to come here, but first. All right, we'll begin with the Africa Cup of Nations. The Black Stars, they touched down in Côte d'Ivoire, Abidjan, yesterday for the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations. Amidst huge fanfare that was characterized by drumming and dancing, the team arrived beautifully clad in kente dresses, which has now caused a bit of a stir on social media. They immediately held their first training session there in Côte d'Ivoire in preparation for that Group B opening game against Cape Verde on Sunday. Henry Asante-Chum, he speaks for the team and he sent us this update.
Well, after 9 days of training and team departed Kumasi Wednesday morning, we arrived in Abidjan via Air Côte d'Ivoire. Got to Abidjan in the afternoon, and then we were driven straight to our team hotel, the Pullman Hotel in Abidjan, and rested for 2.5 hours and headed to training. Training was very well done, lasted a little over 1 hour. It wasn't an aggressive training, it wasn't a higher intensity training because it was kind of a recovery training, having played on Monday and trained on Tuesday and jetted off to Abidjan. It was a bit light. The technical team led by Chris Houghton led the team through physical drills, kicks, one-on-one, and then also I think in the dying stages of the training we did some long range shots and some free kick drills. Once we finished the training, the team returned to the hotel, had dinner, then the normal post-training video meeting was also held between the technical team and the playing body.
Right, that's Henry Asante-Chum there. He speaks for the national team. Before the team left, of course, the president, Nana Akufo-Addo, held a dinner, farewell dinner for them, where he tasked them to end Ghana's 42-year wait for the AFCON trophy.
The last time the Black Stars brought the cup back home, the fourth occasion, was 1982. 40 years ago next year. The target over the next 4 weeks is to bring the cup home next year by winning AFCON 23 for the 5th time. We have to go a step further. When the second place is recorded in 1968, 1970, 1992, 2010, and 2015, and bring the 41-year drought to an end. The task might appear daunting, but it is possible.
All right, so that's Nonado there. The team's head coach is Chris Houghton. He says his players are desperate to do well and make Ghana proud.
Coaches are always hesitant to give real targets because I think we know expectations are high. I want to be head coach of a team that makes the country proud in this tournament. How far we can go will depend on the performances that we can put in. One thing I know is that there's a group of players that desperately want to do well. And if you have a group of players that desperately want to do well, you never know what can happen.
Yeah, and doing well would mean winning the trophy, and that's what Atkinson believes the team will do.
When the Zambians won the African Cup, they were minnows. They went there as minnows, but they find themselves navigating themselves through, and at the end of the day, they won the cup. So trust me. I know Ghanaians are not happy, they don't believe in the team, but they can go out there and then cause surprises. And I have a feeling that this is the time Ghana can win it. This is the time. Because
the time.
Ghanaians doesn't have confidence in the team, but when the tournament starts, a lot of things can change.
Larry Kingston speaking confidently there. Now, Ghana's Group B opponents, Cape Verde, they lost 2-0 to Tunisia in their final pre-tournament friendly, while South Africa also played at a goalless draw with Lesotho before they play into Côte d'Ivoire themselves. Elsewhere, Burkina Faso HDR Congo 2-1 ahead of their first game against Mauritania. Moving on to other countries, Gambia, they arrived in Côte d'Ivoire last night after the government resolved issues surrounding outstanding qualification bonuses owed the players. The Scorpions boycotted Tuesday's farewell training in protest of unpaid bonuses before President Adama Barrow's intervention resolved the impasse. Gambian journalist Momodi Gajaga says the bonus row has ruined the country's preparations for only their second AFCON appearance.
You need only very positive image going into the competition. You need all the players to be in upbeat mood and, prepare mentally, physically. All that is important. But the events of yesterday at the stadium, the fans were not happy, and there was a confrontation between them and the security, so which led to some ugly scenes. But definitely it will have a negative impact in terms of the team's preparation to the Africa Cup of Nations.
That's Momodi Gajaga, a Gambian journalist. Still on AFCON bonus issues, Equatorial Guinea, their players are demanding 16,000 euros each as qualification bonus for qualifying for the AFCON, and then 6,000 euros per match in Cote d'Ivoire, irrespective of the outcome. So they're saying their country should pay them 6,000 euros for every game they will play at the AFCON. It doesn't matter if they win it or they lose it. Initially, they had agreed on 3,000 euros per match, but there's a change of mind, and thus the increased demands. So more drama unfolding in other countries. Let's wrap up in Europe.
Curtis Jones. Now Jota. Nunez to pull it back! For Cody Gakpo! To do it again in the League Cup! The substitutes combine, and Liverpool turn it round in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, Liverpool, they scored twice in 3 minutes to stage a second half turnaround to beat Fulham 2-1 at Anfield in the first leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final tie. The Liverpool boss is Jurgen Klopp. He says the second leg is not going to be a walkover.
It's not over yet, surprisingly. I didn't expect to have a result tonight where I can say, yeah, we can book the hotel. That was clear. So Fulham, Marco was probably here before me, will not be overly happy tonight, but knows they are still in. They caused us real problems. They will cause us there even more problems. Hopefully we will be then better from the start, but we will see that it's a few days and the game between now and then.
That's of course Jurgen Klopp. In Saudi Arabia, Real Madrid beat Atletico Madrid 5-3 in extra time. In the Spanish Super Cup semi-final thriller, Atletico's Mario Hermoso and Real's Antonio Rudiger, they score headers before Filamendi flicked in Dani Carvajal's cross to put Madrid ahead. Antoine Griezmann scored a club record-breaking 174th goal for Atletico, and Rudiger then netted an own goal before Carvajal forced extra time there in that game. Of course, later tonight, Barcelona, they will take on Osasuna in the other semi-final tie. In Italy, Roma's Eduardo Bov, he was hit by a beer bottle thrown by the crowd as his side lost 1-0 to arch-rivals Lazio in a heated Coppa Italia quarter-final that ended with 3 red cards. Atlanta, on the other hand, edged AC Milan 1-0 in a game that also produced 2 red cards. So lots of drama everywhere. And Winston, you will love this because ex-Netherlands winger Mark Overmars, you won't love the story, but you like the person involved. His suspension from holding a post in Dutch football has been extended to a global ban by World Football Governing Body. An independent Dutch sports tribunal banned Overmars for 2 years, with 1 year suspended in November 2023. His punishment? Well, he followed his sending a series of inappropriate messages to several female colleagues while he was director of football at Ajax. And he signed Mohamed Kudus when he was there. So, man problems. Once again.
Mark Overmars. Anyway, thank you very much. Fentio, Tahiru, Fentio. Today we'll eat kinky.
Thank you.
We'll eat kinky. Yes, we'll eat
After
kinky.
You swept me for the watch yesterday.
No, something happened. But let's go for...
Nothing happened.
Oh, let's go for the food for thought.
You did a DDJ. You ate and left me.
Oh, let's go for food for thought. Brought to us by Roverman Productions. Be the difference. And today, Uncle is in the studio. Uncle, good morning, and Afishapa.
How about you say? Good morning, and Afishapa to you. The last time I was here, you were not around.
Okay.
Oh, Fento, good morning.
Oh, good morning, Uncle. They left. Yesterday they ate watch. In fact, they said they were going to buy watch. They told me they were buying watch for all of us. Then by the time I saw them next, they were holding bottles of water and wiping their mouths.
You see how heaven will be like. This is how going to heaven will be like.
So where were you when they were going?
No, when we're ordering the watch,
I was here.
Raymond said we should order for 3. Then I said, but Raymond, you are not eating. He said, no. I'd forgotten that the third person was you. But Raymond did not also remind all of us that the third person was Fentu.
Uncle, the most important thing, the airtel left
but
me.
If you were also around, you would have seen us climbing up and you would have joined. So there will be no Edidija. But that's where we're standing.
Fentu, tell them that if they continue treating you like this, you will leave Ghana with all your family.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's a fair warning.
I have detected Uncle's mischief. But let's get to our food for thought for today.
Well, how would you say,
Uncle?
How was 2023 for you?
Well, like I've been saying, on the whole, it could have been better.
Okay.
But that we have life and we have good health is enough.
Which is all that matters.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. This morning, I'd like to start with wishing my daughter, Victoria, got married 9 years ago.
Wow.
Yesterday. So to Vic and David, a belated happy anniversary to you. 9 years, your father has done 40, going into 41. That should inspire you.
40 years.
Yes, and so 41 this year.
Oh, okay. My parents would do 50 this year.
Great. At that point, they become like one.
Oh, in fact, they are.
When we talk about the two being one, it doesn't happen when you are 10 years old.
No.
But eventually it happens.
Yeah, and I see that because today if we're to have a meeting as children, and our mother were to pass through the meeting, and we complain about something our father has done, she's going to fight all of us.
Yeah,
for
him.
For him.
Yeah.
But hold on a minute. It's actually in your favor. She says no.
No.
Yeah. So
no, get out of it because they know how to deal with their own issues. They've done it before you were born.
Yeah.
Anyway. Well, and I'm talking about this. That's what my presentation is about. That this year, I turned 70. My birthday is in July, but I need to start talking about it now so it will sink in for me, because I cannot believe that I am that old. It seems like only yesterday when I was playing soccer and running around naked in the rain with my friends at South Centreso. It seems like only yesterday when I was selling corn dough on a tray in the morning and kerosene in bottles at night at South Centreso. It seems like only yesterday when I was carrying bread on a tray from Kaneshi to Tema Station every Saturday to sell. And now here I am, staring at 70. Trust me, it will take some getting used to. But although I have had a tough life, people believe that I have had an easy life. They believe that I have been spared the heartaches and disappointments that others struggle with. They think I remain positive because I have not encountered any negatives. They think I talk of the goodness of God because I have been spared pain and hardships. Well, nothing can be further from the truth. I have had a difficult life. Admittedly, some of the difficulties caused by my own actions or inactions and unfortunate choices that have often come to haunt me. My faith has been tested over and over. In fact, on account of my current work of writing, directing, and producing a new play every quarter, my faith is tested to the limit every quarter. You see, I never know if I will be able to match the standard of the previous quarter's play. I never know how the new play will be received and if we will be able to make enough to even pay our bills. In my younger days, I lost my job twice. My first 3 commercial live theater productions flopped. I have told that story several times on this platform, and so I will not go into details. I have had powerful people declare me their enemy when I have no clue what I have done to them. One of them pursued me across 3 jobs. He was very instrumental in my first dismissal, and after that he seemed to have resolved that he would make sure I never worked again in Ghana. Whenever he heard that I had found a job, he wrote to the company telling them that I was a rogue and that I should be fired. He did this 3 times. And this was a man I looked up to.
Wow.
I have sometimes paid dearly for some food for thought presentations. I know there are people who love the food for thought presentations. For instance, I met a Dr. Joshua who told me that he has set an alarm on his phone so he does not miss a presentation. I know people who wait in their cars when they get to the office until I am done with the food for thought presentation. I thank God for the lives of every one of these people. But there are also people who take offense with some of the things I say, and they move against me. At least on 2 occasions, I have lost sponsorship deals because the key people did not appreciate something I had said on air. Even members of my household and some of my adopted children have been victimized for some of my presentations. And there are people who boast openly that they will never watch any of my shows because they don't like me. I have a sales team of about 8 who go around trying to sell my shows every quarter, and each of them has encountered at least one person who has said to him to the face, "That man, I hate him and I will never watch his show."
Oh.
And these are people who have never even met me before. The point I'm making is that my life has not been as easy as some people think. But in the midst of all that, I have kept a positive outlook. And I have discovered the secret of overcoming some of the blows life throws at us. And this morning, I want to share 3 with you. Secret number 1, reach out to help others. Listen, we are all carrying burdens in life. Nobody is spared. I know that there are people who don't seem to have a care in the world until they open up to you, and you are left speechless at what they are having to deal with. Everyone is carrying a burden in life. Now, this is the secret I have discovered. If you can forget about your pain and heartaches and reach out to others in pain, your pain eases.
Okay.
But even more importantly, you gain a better perspective on your situation. Note, your pain will not go away or vanish just because you have reached out to another person, but you'll find yourself in a far better frame of mind to cope, if not overcome, what you are dealing with. So try it. Stop wallowing in self-pity and in resentment and pain, and make the time to be a listening ear to someone or a shoulder for someone to lean on, and see how your own issues cease to loom so large in your life. Secret number 2, learn to serve. There is a season for everyone. At any time, someone or the other may be in their season, whilst you may be waiting for your season. Many people resent those in their season and envy them and try to sabotage them or badmouth them. What people do not understand is that when you do that, you delay your own season from ripening. Now, the second secret that has helped me deal with the heavy burdens of life is to serve those whose season is here, to make the most of that season. Serving them may entail just putting in a good word for them whenever possible, or supporting them in any way that you are capable of. For instance, I have expertise in editing and book publishing and in marketing, and I put these at the disposal of those in my network who are working on a publication, whilst waiting for my own publications. In this way, I enjoy that person's season as if it were my own, and I hasten the realization of my own season. Serving those who are in their season would make the wait for your own season bearable and even exciting. And finally, secret number 3, never play the victim. Life is unfair and no one is spared. So, when you are knocked down, don't wear your pain as a badge. And don't whine. Just get up, dust yourself up, and get back into the game. In my soccer days, We had games in which the last 15 minutes were declared foul-free. You could kick your opponent, you could strike your opponent, you could shove your opponent off the ball, and it was not considered foul. The objective was to toughen us up and make the point that you must always get on with the game. So don't play the victim. Just get on. Life won't wait for you.
Sure.
So there you have them. 3 secrets that have helped this soon-to-be 70-year-old cope with a difficult life God has permitted him to live. I hope at least one of these will serve you well. May 2024 be the year of favor for all of us. And Abaji said, that's my presentation.
Thank you very, very much, Uncle White, for joining us with Food for Thought this morning. Brought to us by Roverman Productions, Be the Difference. Now time for the Joy Business Minute, brought to us by Consolidated Bank Ghana, CBG. We stand with you, and Anointed Electricals, the generator experts. We apologize. We're 1 minute late. Time now for the Joy Business Minute.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you and Anointed Electricals, your generator experts. The economy is expected to grow by 2.8% at the end of this year. That's projection by the World Bank in its latest Economic Prospect Report. The Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry is asking the Bank of Ghana to consider reducing the policy rate in the next Monetary Policy Committee meeting following a drop in inflation for the month of December 2023. Government ended last year with an inflation of 23.3%, far lower than the revised target of 31.3%. Ghana's unemployment rate is expected to remain flat at 4% in 2024 and 2025. That's according to Face Solutions Employment Outlook. And the US has made the long-awaited decision to allow Bitcoin to be part of mainstream investment funds. And that's the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you and Anointed Electricals, your generator experts.
All right, so welcome back, and thank you very much for staying with us. But you know, receiving money from family and friends abroad should never be a hassle. CBG Remittance Service is offering you a reliable, fast, and convenient way to receive funds abroad. Visit any of CBG's 114 branches nationwide to receive your Western Union, MoneyGram, RIA, Small World, UnityLink transfers, PayAngel, S-Remit, ATL, and Sig Money transfers. Now, dedicated remittance centers at our Nima, Kaswa Main, Medina Market, Apenkwa, and Spinters Basket branches have extended service hours, closing to the public at 5 p.m. on weekdays and 2 p.m. on Saturdays. All you need is to provide a valid national ID, phone number, and money transfer reference number, and expect a smooth experience every step of the way. For inquiries, contact us on 0302-216-000, email us at talktous@cbg.com.gh, or visit any of our social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, and X, formerly Twitter. Terms and conditions apply. CBG, we stand with you. Are you a tertiary or SHS graduate looking forward to acquiring a technical skill? Do you have the certificate but don't have the requisite skills? Do you want to acquire a skill or travel abroad? Are you an electrician who wants to acquire the upcoming Energy Commissioning license? Look no further than Anointed Technical Training Institute, where all your questions will be answered. Anointed Technical Training Institute is a practical technical training institute of Anointed Electrical Engineering Services Limited, which is registered by the Council for Technical and Vocational Education and Training to provide technical training programs. We're one of Ghana's most outstanding and innovative technical institutions dedicated to the provision of 80% hands-on skill and career training programs. Courses include electrical and controls, generator and plants, auto mechanics, solar installation, CCTV installation. And the duration and fees depends on the course you select. We're located at Accra, number 77 Anointed House off the Odoko Malam Road. And in Kumasi, at Sokwak Kumasi inside Tat Yard of the Ak Mayanka Road. Call us on 0544337171 or 0544337172. Your engineering career starts with us. Effective practical training is assured. ATTI, Head to Hand Solutions. And let's get interactive this morning here on the Super Morning Show. Social media messages brought to us by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. And this morning, there's our focus here on the Super Morning Show.
My last question goes to the appointees of this government. Sebi, Mumu Biwaha, Abemba, Emonyam Faso, Abana Shamonyam, say, my bra, move from a demand tour, no party, no,
So this morning, we're doing an assessment or rating of ministers. The General Secretary of the NPP, Justin Kudu-Frimpong, he's been talking about the need to have some persons reshuffled. He says if you're tired, well, it's time for you to leave because the party wants to break the 8. But for you, which minister should stay? Which minister should be fired? Which minister should be moved to another ministry? Let's get on to X, that's Twitter. Use the hashtag JoySMS. Let's get interactive. And you can also join us via WhatsApp 05511119997. But you know, every day people face different emergencies: police emergency, fire emergency, medical emergency, you name them. But many Ghanaians don't know the emergency numbers. Well, here's one you would want to remember. *770#. Yes, *770# is the new EcoBank Money emergency number. And *770# gives you instant access to loans, fund transfers, utility payments, and data purchases, and so much more, even without data. So there's no need to panic when you find yourself in any money emergency. EcoBank will always come to your rescue. Dial *770# now for solutions to your money emergencies. EcoBank, Pan-African Bank. And of course, on Big Stories this morning, we're having that conversation about the ministers. We're having that assessment about ministers. Big Stories brought to us by Vodafone, Further Together, and Latest Foam, your partner for life. So here's amazing news. Vodafone Cash Special Bundles just got sweeter with a new Vodafone Cash Special Voice offer. With only 5 Ghana cedis, you get 20 minutes of talk time, valid for 7 days to all networks. Make calls to all networks all week long at the best value on Vodafone Cash Special Voice offer. Talk for 200 minutes with just 5 Ghana cedis only on Vodafone Cash. Dial *110# to purchase your bundle, or visit my Vodafone app to make your purchase. Connect with your loved ones with a Vodafone Cash Special Bundle. Vodafone. Right, stay with us on a return after these messages. Our friends from the First Sky Group will be joining us right here on the Super Morning Show. We're talking about their 21st anniversary. Stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages.
Brother Bernard. Oh, yes. Onya, this morning, the hunger won't finish me. I bet we go buy gobe. This time, I want me she add small salad, small talia, then soft cocoa, specially made for me. Bet you know how I like customize my choice.
Because of what? You think say you buy Vodafone made for me bundle offers? *530# be the code to get the best value offers made just for you. With 1 Ghana cedi safe, you fit do so.
Hey, Brother Bernard, so you know Vodafone made for me bundles where you they hide them from me, eh?
Oh, just dial *530#. Vodafone made for me bundle offers go make you feel on top. Vodafone made for me cheddar cook some unbeatable bundle offers give you from voice data or voice plus data. I mean just for you. Make you just dial *530# and subscribe to the Vodafone made for me bundle offers, or make you download the My Vodafone app today. No.
Vodafone, further together.
Blessing, do you know of any good medical school I can take Kofi to? Oh, Fifi, is that why you're looking all moody? Then I have some good news for you. The College of Medicine and Allied Sciences, COMAS, Accra, Ghana, is a degree-awarding institution, and they offer Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery using the Graduate Entry Medical Programs, Bachelor of Diagnostic Imaging, and BSc Health Information Management. All these programs are accredited by GTEC. Their bilingual curriculum prepares you to consult in French. But I'm worried about admissions. Admissions are ongoing. Contact us on Facebook or on Instagram at info.comas, or call us on 0208-456-556, or send them an email info@comas.edu.gh. COMAS, the citadel of a holistic professional medical education.
EcoBank
me crazy. Download it and use it. It gon' make your life so easy, yeah. Oh yeah, download it. You gon' enjoy it. In my rhyming check. In my rhyming check. Come make a download them for you. Cause you can pay bills, you can buy credit, you can pay school fees, even chest tights with the Apple. EcoBank Apple.
Life is easy with the EcoBank mobile app. You can pay your bills, transfer to and from mobile wallet, virtual card creation, transfer to other banks, express account opening, scan and pay, express cash, all at your fingertips with the EcoBank mobile app. You know, it's 5-star life with EcoBank. Kim promise.
Introducing Series Nectar, the essence of deliciousness. Series Nectar comes in 5 irresistible flavors: multi-fruit fusion for a burst of deliciousness, tropical blast for a taste of the exotic, Caribbean crush to whisk you away to sandy shores, mango orange twist for a tropical twist, or the refreshing orange. Get your Series Nectar today in most supermarkets and wholesale outlets. This advert is FDA approved.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
So if you they wonder how I do my thing, it be my God. No money, how me here while it be my God. So when you see me rolling on your block, it be my God. Like a sickly woman, coco, in my God. I never they wonder, never worry. My baba, they my body. I never they holla for my money, I call on my God. I never they wonder, never worry. My baba, they my body. I never they holla for my money, I call on my God. My people, let me hear you say, waiting no be coco for my God. Be coco, be coco, be coco.
Super grateful to God because this year 2024 they're celebrating 21 years of operational excellence and service delivery, and as you may be aware, each year the group organizes an annual Thanksgiving which has become a flagship spiritual engagement laced with praise, prayer and worship. So this morning on the Super Morning Show, we're privileged to have representatives from the First Sky Group to share some more detail on their 21st anniversary celebrations. We have Nako Shibampong, who is the 21st Thanksgiving Planning Committee Chair and CEO of Serene Insurance. And Ni Lamkai Lawson is Communications Manager, First Sky Group. Good morning, Ni. Good morning, Na. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning, Winston.
I hope you're all doing well.
Doing very great. Yes.
And happy New Year to all of you. You too. I like your response. I think you're going to do afi. Naka. Anyway, before we get into everything about the Thanksgiving and all, it's important for that person who's listening to us, who's hearing of the name First Sky Group for the first time, to know more about the group. Tell us a bit about the group, First Sky Group.
Thank you very much, Winston, and good morning to your valued listeners and viewers. First Sky Group is a wholly owned Ghanaian company. which started operations as a construction company, and in the course of the 20 years has grown to become a group of companies, or a group of 7 companies, and we are still counting. So the oldest in the group is First Sky Limited. It's a construction company. It's a number 1 A-rated construction company. They have all the equipment. They are very well resourced, and they undertake very huge projects in Ghana. Then we have the First Sky Bitumen. It's a cocoa purchasing entity, and they operate in the cocoa producing areas. They are also inching into the first 10 cocoa buying companies. After First Sky Bitumen Commodities, we have First Sky Volta Serene Hotel. It's the only 4-star hotel in Ho, in the Volta region.
I know that place. It's very nice. Very, very nice. On the hill. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a very nice place.
Yes. It has over 300
Hill. Yeah, Kaba Hill, yes.
Yeah. It has over 300 rooms. So it's able to host any conference of any nature. So that's Volta Serene. Then the 4th in the group is First Sky Bitumen, the only bitumen manufacturing plant in Ghana, and it provides or manufactures bitumen for the construction entities in Ghana. Then we have Serene Insurance Company, where I'm coming from. Serene Insurance Company is also wholly Ghanaian. General business, that is property insurance, what most people will also call as non-life insurance company. And we do all the insurances, all the non-life property insurances in Ghana. Then we have First Sky, a Federal Rural Bank, being a very good. I mean, we are spreading our wings across the nation, and so we've gone into the Rural Bank as well. And the Rural Bank is in the Volta region. Operates, the head office is at Pando, and it has operational offices also at Ho. It's still also spreading up into the Volta region and other areas. Then we have the First Sky Energies. That's the latest on the block, or the latest member, First Sky Energies, which is currently doing the 50 megawatts power solar energy at Yendi.
Wow.
Yes, at Yendi. So that's where we are with First Sky group of companies.
I see. You find yourself in lots of the sectors, and the good thing is that it's a wholly Ghanaian owned entity. So you're 21 years.
Exactly. So,
and it's important for us to know the activities that are lined up to celebrate this milestone.
Oh, okay. So for this year, celebrating the 21 years of our existence, the activities that are lined up are basically 2 in nature. You know, we are doing a Friday event, and there is also the Sunday event. The Friday event basically is our all-night service, and then the Sunday event is the Thanksgiving itself, the big event, which would climax all activities that we have. Yeah, so basically we are doing an all-night service on Friday, January 12th, and then our annual Thanksgiving service on Sunday, January 14th. And the week has been preceded by fasting and prayer and evening prayers at the various subsidiaries after work. So Serene Insurance has been doing theirs all week. Other subsidiaries have also been doing theirs. We believe that the beginning of every year is an opportunity, a doorway for us to be able to engage God, to say thank you to Him for what He did for us in the previous year, and also to come to Him for direction into the new year. And then on the Sunday, we all gather with our dancing shoes, with our white handkerchiefs, with our smiles, with our praises, with our worship, and we lift it all up to God to say thank you for the victories that you give us in the previous year and the victories you are giving us in the new year.
Let's talk about the all night. So that's tomorrow.
Exactly so.
Okay, tomorrow. Where is it, and is it open to all of us?
So the all night is open to everybody.
Okay.
It is tomorrow, January 12, 2024. It's starting from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. It's happening at the Trinity Temple, Assemblies of God, Ghana, Community 10.
Okay.
Trinity Temple, Assemblies of God, Ghana, Community 10. And right from 10 o'clock, we are having prayer, we are having praises, worship, and the word. The speakers for tomorrow's program will have Reverend Mark Sise. He is the National Missions Director of the Assemblies of God from Sierra Leone. He is in town, and he's been around preparing for tomorrow. We would also have Reverend Sujith Alex. He is the Thames North Area Superintendent for Assemblies of God, UK. He is also in town. He got in last night, fully prepared to, help us throughout the program. Ministering will be the Trinity Temple Choir. In attendance will be other, supporting ministers, friends, stakeholders, and all of that. So tomorrow, that is where it's all happening. Trinity Temple Assemblies of God from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. It's open to everybody. Everyone is welcome to join us to pray together and to trust God, because his faithfulness never ceases. And that is the theme for this year's celebration, which is taken from Lamentations chapter 3 verse 22 to 23, which, when summed up, tells us that the compassion of the Lord never fails and his faithfulness is renewed every morning.
Great. So that's Friday, tomorrow.
Friday. Yeah.
Then on Sunday you have Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Thanksgiving. Is it also at the same venue, or the venue changes? Can all of us show up there?
For Sunday, it is at the Accra International Conference Center.
Okay.
Sunday, January 12th, Accra International Conference.
January 14th.
Sorry, January 14th. Sunday, January 14th, Accra International Conference Center, 10 a.m. And again, it is open to everybody. We are inviting everybody. And at this point, I will also let my colleague Na chip in a couple of more details around the Sunday.
Please do that.
Okay, so the Thanksgiving service will be under the chairmanship of the superintendents, General Superintendent of the Assemblies of God Church Ghana, Reverend Stephen Yensom Wengam. So he's the chairman for the occasion. And the guest speaker is the presiding bishop of the Methodist Church Ghana, the Most Reverend Paul Wafo. He's the guest speaker. And the special guest of honor is the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana, Mrs. Gertrude Arabe Saba Saki Tokono. She's the special guest of honor. There will be other renowned ministers in attendance. So you have the Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams, Reverend Professor Paul Frimpong Manson. We'll have Reverend Professor Opokunina and Reverend Dr. Lawrence Tete and a few. We are a friend of the clergy as well. So we have a lot of the clergy who will be in attendance, and among other ministers who will also be present. And our stakeholders, we do the Thanksgiving with all our stakeholders, our staff, our suppliers, our partners, and for insurance we have our brokers, we have our agents, so we have our suppliers, we do clients. So it's open. We invite all, because we need to all come together and thank God for his faithfulness and get his blessings in for the new year. And we don't want to do it ourselves as subsidiaries, but all institutions, all stakeholders whose impact or whose activity impacts on our business, we come together to give to do this Thanksgiving. So it's not for the group of companies only, but for all stakeholders. The general public is invited.
And then one more thing.
Yes, me.
Ministering in music will be Team Eternity.
Okay.
And so they will be supported by other choirs of the Assemblies of God Church. The Trinity Alive choir of Trinity Temple Assemblies of God. And all of that. And also would have, like she said, other ministers supporting. Reverend Edianan of Assemblies of God UK would also be there to support.
So I still have Nakoshi Bwampo, who's 21st Thanksgiving Planning Committee Chairperson for the First Sky Group and CEO of Serene Insurance, and Neil Lawson is Communications Manager of the First Sky Group. Before we wrap it all up, as you celebrate 21 years, in 60 seconds, first, Neil, what do you want to tell listeners about what to expect and how they can get there for all your events?
So what we want to tell everybody listening to us is that it's free, it's open the all night and the Thanksgiving service itself. Come with an expectant heart to praise God, and remember what the scripture says in Lamentations chapter 3 verse 22 to 23, that the compassion of the Lord never fails and his faithfulness is renewed to us every morning. And that forms the theme for this anniversary, that the faithfulness of the Lord never ceases. And so we expect to see you on Sunday, and come and let us dance and praise our God.
Nakushi.
Yes, the all night is an all night prayer and anointing service. So the ministers will have an anointing of the Lord. So we invite everybody to be present. The Thanksgiving service, the reason why we've brought it to Accra, the Accra International Conference Center, which is big enough to host as many people as possible, is for us to have as many people joining us for the Thanksgiving service. So Sunday, let your road to church be towards the Accra International Conference Center, and you'll be happy and blessed that you did.
And it is
Sunday
10 a.m. 10 a.m.
Yes.
10 a.m. sharp.
Yeah.
Accra International Conference Center. And that's where all routes must lead to. Sunday, January 14th.
Thank you very much, and congratulations to the First Sky Group. Thank you, Nakoshi Bwampong, for making time to join us, and a big thank you to you also, Neelam Kai Lawson. Nakoshi Bwampong is the 21st Thanksgiving Planning Committee Chairperson and CEO of Serene Insurance, and Neelam Kai Lawson is Communications Manager, First Sky Group. Stay with us. This is the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7. Still to come, we'll be doing the assessment of the ministers, who stays, who goes, who loses his job completely.
See me rocking my Balenciaga for my God, oh. And by his grace, there's no girlie I no go be run, oh. Be on the beat and I dedicate it to my God, oh. Hey.
Of us, and you are here making calls. My generator is spoiled too. So I'm calling a renowned Ghanaian company with an excellent track record in the sales and repairs of generator sets in Accra to come and repair for me.
Is it Anointed Electricals?
Yeah.
Anointed Electricals deals in quality and genuine generators with high fuel efficiency. We also rent generators.
They sell quality generators from 10 kVA to 2500 kVA. They have spare parts of other generators and can repair every faulty generator set even if you didn't buy from them.
Look, now we don't have any electrical problem in Accra.
How?
Because Anointed Electricals is right here at East Legon, Lagos Avenue, opposite Tomric Hotel.
And that's why Nana is calling us. Okay.
Yes. If you want to buy a brand new generator or repair the old one, visit Anointed Electricals. Or if you are within Accra, call our hotline 0246 423 534
or call 0243 480 334. They have qualified and dedicated men on 24-hour after sales service. Then let's go and listen to Nana. Let's go.
Gosh, after giving you the hint, won't you give me anything?
Anointed, the generator experts.
First Sky Group, a wholly owned Ghanaian company made up of First Sky Construction, First Sky Bitumen Processing, First Sky Commodities, Volta Serene Hotel, Serene Insurance, First Sky Energies, and Frero Rural Bank warmly invite you to its 21st Thanksgiving service on the theme, The Faithfulness of the Lord Never Ceases, Lamentations chapter 3, verse 22 to 23. The Thanksgiving service in two parts will be hosted by the founder and executive chairman, Mr. Eric Sedi Kutocha. Friday, January 12, 2024, all night from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. at the Trinity Temple Assemblies of God Church, TTAG Community Center. Ministering in Word, Reverend Mark Sese, National Missions Director, Assemblies of God, Sierra Leone, Reverend Sujit Alex, Thames North Area Leader, Assemblies of God, UK. Sunday, January 14th, 2024, Thanksgiving service at the main auditorium of the Accra International Conference Center at 10 a.m. Guest speaker, Most Reverend Dr. Paul Kwabena Boafo, Presiding Bishop, the Methodist Church, Ghana. Special guest of honor, the Chief Justice, Her Ladyship, Mrs. Gertrude Araba Esaba Saki Tokono. Ministering in music will be Team Eternity and others. Also in attendance will be His Eminence Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams, Reverend Dr. Stephen Yanusam Wengam, General Superintendent, Assemblies of God, Ghana, Reverend Professor Paul Frimpong Mansu, Immediate Past General Superintendent, Assemblies of God, Ghana, Reverend Dr. Silvanus Amagashichi Elom, Head Pastor, Trinity Temple, Assemblies of God, Ghana, Reverend Mark Sese, National Missions Director, Assemblies of God, Sierra Leone, Reverend Sujit Alex, Thames North Area Leader, Assemblies of God, UK, Apostle Professor Kojo Ninfo Opoku Onina, Reverend Dr. Lawrence Tete, Reverend Eastwood Anaba, Reverend Dr. Joyce I, Reverend Eddie Annan, Assemblies of God UK, and other senior clergy. For more details, contact 020-854-3441 or 050-148-2580. It's the First Sky Group 21st Thanksgiving service. Don't miss it.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Are you? Are you? Are you? Are you?
Welcome back to the Super Morning Show. It's about 34 minutes past 8, and it's time. We are citizens, not spectators. So we will not just sit back. When there are calls for a reshuffle that the president is yet to heed, but the calls are widespread, including from his own party, we can't just let it pass by. So today, with your help, we'll do a reshuffle. Who stays? Who goes? Who gets moved? That's what we are concerning ourselves with today. So thanks for staying with us. If you're in Kumasi, certainly keep it locked on Love FM or anywhere else in the Asante region for that matter. If you're in the central region, then you know it's got to be ATL FM. And on X Space, please join our conversation. Share the link so that others can join as well, and make sure that you put the hashtag JoySMS in any post you make on X about this conversation. So we'll see your own reshuffle and share it with the world. All right. We're also live on Facebook, so you can see images of our very rigorous and vigorous reshuffling activity. Okay, let's get started. I wonder whether the format should be that we'll throw up a minister, everybody will give their take on that minister, whether they should go or stay, and at the end of it we'll there are three of us, so there will always be a vote in one direction or the other, and then we'll ring the bell if the person has to go out. Yep, that sounds good to me. Okay, left to me alone, I'll start with the president, but I can't do that. I'll start with the finance minister instead. Ray.
Oh no, as for Ken Ofori-Atta, I think there's consensus in the Republic of Ghana that he should have left office long time ago. The more he stays in office, the more he, by his doings and by merely remaining in office, bastardize the thinking around governance and the fact that the people are the ones who give power to an elected leader to recruit people to work with, and that sovereignty lies in the bosom of the Ghanaian people. They can hire and fire at will. Unfortunately, even the calls from his majority MPs, of course, was rejected, and now we know that's the reality. And all the attempts to remove Ken Ofori-Atta has not been because Ken Ofori-Atta has offended anybody personally. It's been because there was so much hope about Ofori-Atta, an industry person and somebody we thought will be the leading light in our economic development as a people, and it ended up on the other way. Let's not get it wrong. Now, because we may have inflation of 23%, we might be excited people. But under Ofori-Atta, we went as far as 54% inflation. There was a time that the cedi was trading somewhere around 14 or 15 cedi to the dollar, and it was completely unacceptable a system. But Ofori-Atta's Achilles heel, we all know, was the very fact that we had to do a domestic debt exchange program, and that all the promises he had made prior to we not going to the IMF, we being proud people and all of that, did not materialize. So when you put all of it together, there's a limit to what people in the country can entertain. And again, Ofori-Atta is nobody's father. Nobody would wish that he remains in that position except those who are directly benefiting from his actions.
He's nobody's father.
As in, like I'm saying, he's not the father of the country that he has actually used in those proverbial talks. Mm-hmm. And that if you fail as a public servant, it is public service. It is service that the people have actually recruited you to do. The most honorable thing, the most godly thing to do is to let go. Why Ofori-Atta maintains himself in that seat, even if the president is unwilling to remove him, is a mystery. It speaks to a very terrible state that our governance have got into. So as for Ken Ofori-Atta, I am not deceived by 23% inflation. I am not deceived by talks about turnaround and all of the other things that's happening, because I know how the economy of the Republic of Ghana is hanging by a thread. I know how we are struggling to get China to play ball. I know how we are praying that without some $600 million from the IMF, our survival will be very dangerous. I know how we have to work hard to bring back a certain financial market system, which is completely on its knees today. And the chunk of all of this falls directly at the doorstep of the person we gave and put in charge of our finances as a state. I know how it became embarrassing more than ever that they reached a point in this country, the worst examples of how not to run a country was the People's Republic of Ghana. So we cannot be deceived that, inflation is 23 and that we are likely to have some improvements this year would mean that Ofori-Atta should maintain his position, at least to show that we do not reward those who are failed in office, at least to show that we also care about how our country should be running going into the future. He doesn't deserve to be there.
So for you, Ken must go.
100%.
Churchill.
For the first time in the history of our country, we saw pensioners picketing at the Ministry of Finance. In fact, a former Chief Justice was there. She talked about the fact that, yes, I retire on my salary, but I cannot in my world imagine how old people who have sacrificed for the state be treated this way. The question is, Nahu Kosam? It's very simple. I am not going to go into, of course, we know that we have borrowed our way into crisis. But even decision making, if we had not been so arrogant and proud at the time as a nation, if we had called on the IMF, and could you remember we were here in 2022 when I said, if care was not taken by September, the economy was going to crash.
Yep.
Well, it happened before September, because by July, we were in an ambulance to the IMF. But we could have gone to the IMF a year before. Even at the beginning of 2022, Ken Ofori-Atta was still his usual self, saying we are a proud nation and that we're not going to go to the IMF. Kwesi Kwarteng indicated what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
The markets reacted. Kwesi Kwarteng did not last. He left. We should not be talking about Ken Ofori-Atta today. We don't need to be having the Ken conversation today. Ken. Even if the president won't sack him, Ken himself should have left. I used to host hot issues in my previous life, and I remember speaking to Ken Thompson at the time. Says this is on record, so I'm quoting him. At the time he said, Ken Ofori-Atta cannot perform worse than Setekbe, no matter what he will do better. I don't know what his words will be today. This is Ken Ofori-Atta. So please, as for Ken Ofori-Atta, he has no business as Minister of Finance. And if a country is only governed properly when the IMF is here, it tells you one thing: you don't need those ministers. Those ministers. So today we have a Minister General and a Governor General. The two of them. It's simple. They must not be at post today. So having said that,
hey, wait, please. There aren't only two of us.
Two democracy.
Now the majority is already taken it.
Allow for the third view. There might be a minority view. How do you know? I think there was a lot of promise at the beginning of his appointment. The idea was that this was an industry person, and so for one of the most important aspects of running a country, which is raising funds, we expected him to perform creditably, just because he had the connections, on Wall Street, Franklin Templeton, all of these institutions that, play a key role in any attempts of a government to raise money on the markets. Perhaps what we didn't realize was that was literally his only area of expertise. That was it. And that in order to run an economy, you needed other fields of expertise. You needed to understand how to generate wealth, how to allow sectors to generate wealth, how to boost activity in the marketplace so that people can generate their own financial advancement without government having to pay for everything. Didn't turn out that way. For me, the reality is that he actually got specific things wrong. And for any one of the things he got wrong, in any other country, he would have resigned. He miscalculated the e-levy. He set upon it a target that was impossible to be met. On what basis he set those targets, nobody will know, because no other country had ever achieved them. But he thought we would, and he was wrong and hasn't admitted it to this day. He failed to see the signs with all the downgrades that the country was going through before we went to the IMF. Every single time that one of these agencies, whether Fitch or Moody's, downgraded us, he would then go and quote the Bible and say we are a proud nation, so we won't go to the IMF. So like Winston said, we delayed in going for the life-saving medicine that would not have led us to the point where he then had to come and dip his hands into people's nest eggs just to keep government running. That's another area of failure. And it's not only our nest eggs, he dips his hands into everything. He caps everything. All the monies that we are paying for specific public goods, whether it's healthcare, education, even electricity, he dips his hand into that money for whatever purpose he thinks is important. And even now, when the president himself, the one who actually had the fantasy, the dream of building a cathedral, has stopped talking about it, Ken Ofori-Atta is still talking about how government should find a reason for us to go and build a cathedral. This is the man managing our economy. It must change. My vote is for him to go.
So can I ring the bell now?
Oh, ring for us, my
Raymond,
brother.
can I ring the bell?
Yes.
It's obvious Ken must go. So we're saying that in the case of Ken, but you see, let me chip in this other one. Someone sent me a message that says a man who's not receiving salary has still refused to go when people say he should go. But so should he totally leave the government, or he should be taken somewhere else?
Unless we are going to create a ministry for borrowing, I don't think he should be put anywhere in government. Because listen, guys, by the way, let's not forget that while he was borrowing, the company that he founded was making money every time we went to borrow.
Let's move to the next minister.
I'm thinking we should go to health.
Oh, you're thinking like me, and I'm sure this time around we'll start with you.
Okay, so yes. One of the nicest people I have met, just people, whether I'm in government or wherever, he's just a nice person. And I like talking to him because he actually does sound quite open to ideas. He listens to feedback, he asks questions. But there is something about how our health care has been managed and the way he explains some of the missteps, which is very unfortunate. I mean, I don't know whether I should start with the issue of those vaccines, right? And how we ended up procuring them under such murky circumstances, and how he explained that we are in unusual times. We are not in normal times. Therefore, it is right for us to do things wrong. I mean, that really shocked me. And from that point onwards, I've started to take everything he does and says with a pinch of salt. Now, let's look at how the NHIA has been managed. Look at how we are literally back to cash and carry in many aspects of our healthcare delivery. Let's look at what has happened with dialysis. And by the way, I don't know, maybe I have missed it, but have any of you heard him say anything about the way forward regarding the management of kidney, dialysis in this country? Have we heard him say anything definitive since the whole thing kicked off after the demonstration?
The ministry issued a statement about cabinet considering the option.
I mean the minister himself. Anything from him?
No, I've not seen or heard him say.
So I haven't heard anything there either. My concern is that, in spite of being a very nice person, his actual output in the ministry has far too many questions attached to it. Frontiers. I mean, for the entire parliament to have questioned this matter and not been able to get the answers from the minister, the health minister, in itself is a sign of failure. And if I were the health minister, having been unable to answer questions in parliament about such an important contract, such an important deal to provide a healthcare service, not just to Ghana, but to every citizen of the world who intends to visit Ghana, to not be able to answer questions about that, for me, was a big point of failure. I wouldn't stop there. I mean, look at what is happening with Agenda 111. And again, for that, I can't entirely blame the health minister. He's not funding it. But the policy itself, the idea that every single district must have a hospital, and that the government is going to assign our resources to providing hospitals in every district, whether there are hospitals there already or not. Lack of, I don't know the word to use, but just lack of consideration of the reality of the problem, and just a blanket provision of hospitals even where they are not needed. that lack of nuance in the policy itself is something that I must lay at the doorstep of the health ministry, because the policy would have come from there or would have been led by the health ministry. So if the health ministry decides that East Legon, they must go and build a hospital in East Legon, they must build a hospital in cantonments, just as many hospitals there as they might have to build in Tumu. That in itself just shows a lack of consideration of the actual problem, and perhaps more of a desire to do procurement. For these reasons, I would certainly say that the health minister has not hit the pass mark.
No, I agree with you. Kwakwa Menu has no role to play in governance. In fact, there are people, he's one of those people that you would respect from his PAC days, from the previous John Kufuor times and all of that. But under President Akufo-Addo and as health minister, the man's ultimate responsibility when the president was speaking about him was that he should fund healthcare, especially the National Health Insurance Scheme, in a proper way, because he's competent in finance and can actually deal with the issues of funding for that sector. One of the biggest problems that the health sector under Kwakwa Menu has been funding. We sat down, we allowed 19 people, directly or indirectly, to die because a renal unit that was providing some hope was shut down because of 4 million Ghana cedi. If there's no other criteria anybody should feel that they are conscionably not supposed to be in office, that is enough.
Well, I mean, this is it for me. My issue with Kwakwa Menu is that this is a man who at a point in time said he was not thinking straight. And so made decisions for the country without thinking straight. That alone is enough for Kwakwa Menu to leave. And I'll explain. Look, in the heat of COVID-19, if we had to procure vaccines, and we had to do it immediately, there is always what you call certificate of emergency if you want to go to Parliament.
Yes. There's a procedure.
There's a procedure that will make it very fast.
Yeah.
And the last thing, and for me this is what actually saddens me, that he's an accountant.
A competent one at that.
Competent one at that. You have to follow processes. And in the processes, in the procedures, there is, an avenue for emergencies. So if you need to settle on this quickly, you can write to the PPE and say, because of the times we find ourselves in, if an international agreement, you write to Parliament and the Secretary of Agency and say, we need to do this immediately. I mean, that's something that could be done within a week. Or, all things being equal, after all, we tried passing a JAPA, through this, and about it could have gone through. So, Kwakwa Menu, for him to come back and say he was not thinking properly, for me, as a non-starter, and once you do that, there is, how do I trust you to take decisions on my behalf? The thing about Agenda 111 at the office of the president, Kwakwa Menu may not, you would expect him to have played a role, but at the time that the president was announcing Agenda 111, the critical question is, was Kwakwa Menu in that meeting?
In fact, in fairness, he even, when we wrote the RTR request, they said there are no information on it.
There are no information on it. So that one is not him. So yes, I can understand the challenges with Agenda 111, particularly if you're in the Ayawaso West Wogon, district municipal assembly, and you say you want to go and build a hospital for that area because they don't have a district hospital when there are other hospitals around. What you would term as a Boku district hospital is a hospital. I think it was built by the Presbyterian Church in Boku. One of the churches built the hospital in Boku, which has become the district hospital in Boku. So you need a district hospital in Boku. But even that one, you ask yourself a very simple question. Is that particular district hospital in Boku providing the services of a district hospital? So instead of building one, say, in Boku Township, can I build some elsewhere which will be able to also help the people? But that's not Kwakwa Menu taking those decisions. So I'm not going to go fault him. You ask yourself the question, was he consulted when it got to the capping of the National Health Insurance Levy? That's what Ken Ofori-Atta took to Parliament. At that point in time, did he vote against it? I am not sure he voted against it. So if you're a health minister and you supervise this sort of capping, we say you have no business, because particularly when you are the one brought in to make sure that this particular system works. Look, Kwekwajiman Menu, fine man. Maybe, just maybe, he'd be better for another ministry, but not the health ministry. So he too should go. Yes.
Exit left out of the building.
All right. Two gone already.
Two gone.
Who else is coming?
Okay, shall we do the Attorney General?
Raymond, do we do Attorney General?
Oh yes, why not?
Yes, let's go ahead.
Let's hear.
Well, I mean, I think that Godfred Yeboah Dame as Attorney General, first of all, you need to understand what his role is as advisor to the President on legal issues. He's in charge of prosecution, except that these days, part of it is left to the special prosecutor. He's done a lot in, his department has done a lot in prosecuting issues to do with Galamsey. Where there are issues concerning certain cases, we've seen his write-ups on, the Cecilia Dapa issue. You've also seen his write-up on the Frimpong Boating issue, which I have my own disagreements with. But on the whole, if you consider his work, and he's written to Parliament, his prophet solutions, his prophet opinions on a lot of things, including Tyrone Iras Maguire. At the time, he felt that the child, yes, even though they disagreed with the ruling, they felt that the child should go to school while they would go ahead to go and appeal that particular decision. If I look at everything, if I look at all that he's done over the period, and also the fact that his deputies have always been available, and particularly, their role in the community sentencing bill, for instance, Raymond, something that we've talked about here, even on the Super Morning Show, something that we've all complained about, that a lot of the crimes that have custodial sentences should not have it. I would say he stays as Attorney General.
Ray?
Yes, Attorney General. First, I think, yes, if the entire job of Attorney General was to represent the President and advise him on the way forward. But then the question remains, who advised the President that Dom Level ought to be removed and the Supreme Court slapped it down? Whose advice did he take? Because the principal advisor will be the man who is Attorney General. And one would think that when the state was taken to court on the matter, it will be the same Attorney General that will be representing the People's Republic of Ghana. That such a thing that was so clear to most people, even without legal training, became so contentious in the eyes and in the eyes of Ghanaians, and the president moved in a way. A president who has said he has spent a lot of money on promoting independent institutions of state, to act in such a manner is a blot on our quest as a people to advance that. But then again, if his job was actually just to do the work of the Attorney General, so let it run normally and do the usuals, make sure that prosecutors across the country are actually doing their work, perhaps he would stay. But as Minister of Justice, I think he failed woefully. Perhaps this is a press example of that. He also failed in dispersing of the impression that the Attorney General's role is to also deliver and selectively pursue the people he considered to be not in the good. Indeed, he also failed in, and this I'm talking about, which prosecutions he pursues at which time. There are so many examples. If that office of Attorney General was functioning properly, there is no way we would have needed anybody in the name of OSP. Yes, because the job we took for the OSP was primarily that of the Attorney General. It's because we knew that the human being we had put there, and of course this one over the years they had failed to do so, we're not going to be dispensing justice no matter whose ox is God. And Godfred Dame fitted into that role perfectly, of doing just the things that have been done in times past. No different from any other Attorney General whose only role is to help government and not dispense or play his justice ministry role properly in the Republic of Ghana. So I am torn between, well, I'm not sure he has done anything extraordinary in that office. I'm also not thinking that fitting into the ordinary roles is a reason for him to be removed there. So, well, he may end his term, but just like any other person who occupied the role. When the history is written about the extraordinary Attorney Generals you have had in times past, the forcings of this period, and those ones that the lost ones in the Republic and beyond read about, he won't be one of them. Yeah.
Raymond, just a bit about Domelevo. So, Proceed on Leave was in 2020. when he was Deputy Attorney General.
Yeah, he was not Attorney General.
No. But removal from office was in 2021, written by the Executive Secretary to the President. So you're right on that. You want to know what his views were.
No, not that I want to know. The man is actually the advisor to the state. If he disagreed, he could have actually told the president that this is what's supposed to be the case.
I'm saying that we don't know whether he told the president that or not.
So the president dismissed his argument on how it's supposed to go on the president. Well, I've not seen any example of that in our records to show. Yes,
they would not make a record of it for you to see.
Actually, they do.
Well,
they do all the time. In fact, and he has actually been very vociferous in sharing with the Republic other records of when you had disagreed with state on that. Anyway,
okay. So does he stay or go?
Oh no, I actually think he should stay.
Okay.
All right, I'll do pros and cons if you like. I think there are some things that I'm not very impressed with when it comes to the Attorney General. When it comes to his prosecution of Galamsey, I think the numbers are huge in terms of the actual number of people that he has successfully prosecuted. I think they are huge. In fact, it might be a record. We need to compare, statistics to see, but it might be a record. The only problem I have there is that they are all the minions, the guy in the pit, not the one who paid him to be there, not the one who continues to benefit from Galamsey in his house while you are prosecuting the guy in the pit. The kingpins, I don't see them. That's my biggest disappointment with the Attorney General. And you see, it's quite sad because this is an Attorney General who has proved to be proactive. That's another pro. Okay, he can even listen to a news item and based on that decide that someone must be prosecuted, a matter must be looked into, just based on something he heard on the news. That's proactive. But the same proactiveness is missing when it comes to prosecuting the kingpins. Why is Chairman Wontumi still not, why is his docket still not being dealt with by Attorney General? They say nobody has brought it to them, but the Attorney General has proved that you don't need to bring him a docket before he can act. He can make it happen, but not in this case, right? So that's my area of disappointment. But I actually think he's achieved a lot in that office. I think that he's, first of all, brought more funding to the office than previous Attorney Generals managed. So he's managed to change a lot of their logistics, their equipment and vehicles and so forth, which should then result in a more effective Attorney General's office. So I mean that one is something we can all subject to judgment. There is some evidence of better effect in terms of the numbers of prosecutions, right? Another thing that he's done is he's actually changed the law in a number of instances. For example, the sentencing regimes. He's also changed the death sentence. What's it called? Yeah, the death sentence. What's it called?
That's a private member's bill.
Oh, that was a private member's bill. Forgive me. That's my mistake.
But that one, the president did not sign.
The president did not sign. Yeah, but that's
still not signed.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. But there are other examples of laws that he has successfully taken through Parliament to improve, our jurisprudence. So look, pros and cons. But personally, I would say that he is actually one of the few ministers who can point to specific achievements, and for that reason, I would keep him. I would definitely keep him. So, what's the vote for the Attorney General?
Well, all of us agree that it should be kept. Okay. So, on that note, we will go for a short break. When we return, we might as well do KT Hammond.
Straight.
After Attorney General?
Yes.
Oh.
Who do you...
Oh, no. We call communication. There are plenty ministers.
Okay,
even though they have not finished them. So, there are plenty of them.
Yeah, but there's KT Hammond. Those that you will not spend a lot of time on. When you get to communication and others. We'll be right back.
Morning Show.
Are you looking for a university that will prepare you for the challenges of tomorrow? Look no further than Academic City University College. With a focus on innovation and experiential learning, you'll get hands-on experience in your field. Our world-class faculty will guide you every step of the way. And our collaborative approach to learning will prepare you for success in today's global economy. So if you are ready to make your mark on the world, Academic City University College is here to help you succeed. Apply now at our website www.act.edu.gh or call us on 059 403 0308. Academic City University College, educating future-ready leaders.
Hello, Linda. You won't believe what I am planning next. I want to start my postgraduate degree, buy a car, and build my dream home. But you know what's stopping me?
What's that, Mike?
Money, oh. That be my biggest wahala.
Oh, you are sorted, Cry. With a GCB Big Move personal loan promo, you can borrow up to a whopping 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate in less than 24 hours.
Like, seriously? How do I qualify?
Yes, it's available to all GCB salary account holders. Plus, you get a 2-month grace period before you start to pay back.
Susket, I'm opening an account with GCB now.
Get a personal loan of up to 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate in less than 24 hours. Call 0800-422-422 or visit your nearest GCB branch today to fund your next big move as we celebrate 70 years of greatness. T's and C's apply. GCB Bank, your bank for life.
Let me share my experience with you at the new Aqua Safari Resorts. When you arrive, you're greeted by warm smiles and introduced to your 24-hour butler who already has your itinerary sorted. Enjoy water sports activities like jet ski rides, kayaking, water sliding, flyboarding, and castanet fishing. You can even have your lunch here on the boat cruise. Let the tour guides take you through the sceneries of the mangrove forest, the friendliness of the animals, while you pet and feed them. We chose to have our breakfast with a beautiful sunrise right in front of our cabin.
Visit Aqua Safari Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
The Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority DVLA has introduced a new online vehicle registration process. That's right, you can now log on to online.gov.gh to start your new vehicle registration process at the comfort of your location. Then present your vehicle at any private vehicle test station with customs release documentation for verification and testing. Once that's done, you can visit any DVLA office for further vehicle inspection and biometric verification of the owner or authorized persons for your digital smart card. Yes, a smart card. No more paper documents, and it's that easy. Log on to online.gov.gh today and start your new vehicle registration process now. DVLA, your safety, our concern.
Introducing Pick 4 from Game Park Games, the easiest lottery to play and win. Pick 4 numbers from 0 to 9 up to 3 times a day to become one of our daily winners. More moolah, more power. Play online at www.gameparkgames.com or dial *946# to play. Game Park Games is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly. Pick 4 from Game Park Games. More moolah, more power.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
And yeah, indeed, we're doing the reshuffle ourselves. Certainly, we'll be getting you in on the action. You know,
if you disagree. But why are people sending me messages that those that we don't have to waste time on it? Because I said, yeah, we definitely the ones that we don't have to waste time.
But yeah, we'll be taking your views.
I can't even believe that. You know. Let me say good morning to Fifi Taki. Those that we don't have to waste time on it.
Yeah,
you say that. Those that we don't have to waste time on it.
As we make our way through the ministers. Up next is Katie Hammond and the Trade Ministry. But before that, First Sky Group, a wholly owned Ghanaian company made up of First Sky Construction, First Sky Bitumen Processing, First Sky Commodities, Volta Serene Hotel, love that place, Serene Insurance, First Sky Energies, and Freyrol Rural Bank warmly invite you to their 21st Thanksgiving service. The theme is "The Faithfulness of the Lord Never Ceases," Lamentations 3:22-23. And here's how it lines up. On Friday, that's tomorrow, there'll be an all-night service from 10 p.m. until 5 a.m. at the Trinity Temple Assemblies of God Church, Community 10, Tema. Then, at that event, Reverend Mark Sese, National Missions Director, Assemblies of God, Sierra Leone, will be ministering the word, as well as Reverend Sujith Alex, Thames North Area Leader of Assemblies of God, UK. On Sunday, January 14, Thanksgiving service at the main auditorium of the Accra International Conference Center at 10 a.m. and the guest speaker, Most Reverend Dr. Paul Kwabena-Boafo, presiding bishop of the Methodist Church in Ghana. Special guest of honor, Her Ladyship Mrs. Gertrude Araba Isaba Saki Tokonu, who is, of course, the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana. Ministering in music will be Team Eternity, among others. If you want to know more, just call 020-854-3441 or 050-148-2580.
When we say insurance that gives you more, we mean more. Your car deserves the best, so get more of your protection with a motor insurance policy from APSA, underwritten by Hollard Insurance. With a motor insurance policy from APSA, underwritten by Hollard Insurance, you can choose from our comprehensive third-party fire and theft policies. To ensure that your vehicle stays protected, you also enjoy post-repair inspection, free delivery of your vehicle after repair, free roadside assistance in Accra, Tema, Kumasi, Sunyani, and more when you sign up for our comprehensive cover. So go on, get more for your protection with a motor insurance policy from APSA, underwritten by Hollard Insurance. Discover how to get things done at apsa.com.gh or the nearest APSA branch. Terms and conditions apply.
Now, the College of Medicine and Allied Sciences, COMAS, is a degree awarding institution offering Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery using the Graduate Entry Medical Program, the Bachelor of Diagnostic Imaging, and also BSc Health Information Management. All these programs are accredited by the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, GTEC. At COMAS, we pride ourselves in our innovative bilingual curriculum that prepares you to consult in French, so you don't speak it like Oje Hansen. And as a graduate with an entrepreneurial, research and ethical,
in case they speak a good day French.
Can you believe that? This is just what you should avoid by going to COMAS and research and ethical mindset. Now, admissions are currently ongoing for all SHS graduates who wish to obtain a first degree in health information management. SHS science graduates wishing to gain a degree in Bachelor of Diagnostic Imaging, and graduates with science background who wish to accomplish their dream of becoming medical doctors. Contact us now on +233 208 456 556 or info@comas.edu.gh. COMAS is the citadel of a holistic professional medical education.
Okay, so let's get to the Minister of Trade and Industry.
Yes.
Kobna Tahir Hammond. Raymond.
That Katie Hammond was made minister is even a blot that we should all be contending with. Let's be fair. By his public utterances alone, it was pretty clear that he has not grown into statecraft the way he's supposed to be. Let's not forget, he was a deputy minister during Kofo's time. But beyond that, in the trade ministry, especially coming after Alan Chamantin, at a time that we needed a lot of our industries prospering and getting where they are supposed to be, mindful of all the dangers they have gone through, Katie Hammond's first major public engagement was to introduce restrictions. Poorly conceived, improperly drafted bill, and with all the defects that you'll be wondering how this was put together. A bill that, to all intents and purposes, was almost like a reenactment of the Kalabule period.
Mm-hmm.
And the arrogance with which Katie Hammond as minister defended this, basically dismissing everybody who had a contrary opinion, including that committee in Parliament responsible for looking at the LI itself. K.T. Hammond, with all due respect, had no business being in that ministry. Every single day he remains there, he proves why he was unfit for the job in the first place.
You see, that's the thing about K.T. Hammond, and Raymond, you've made the point. Now, all of us have sat here, and I have said that I am not against the promotion of Ghanaian businesses. After all, I'm one of those who've always advocated ownership of the Ghanaian economy by Ghanaians. So whenever I look out for business and I say, oh, this business is here, I ask who owns that business. Because after all, I want to see Ghanaian owning businesses in this country. So if you want to promote Ghanaian business, I don't have a problem with that. But in a government that prouds itself as resorting to science and data, K.T. Hammond woke up one day and decided that he was going to champion this. He had, if you ask him questions, all he does is to go around, tell you, no, you don't understand. And
that interview with Evans.
Yes, that's all K.T. Hammond does. Oh, there's a review.
The journalists appear to understand the policy around this more than the minister.
Look, K.T. Hammond, and you see, you've talked about even his appointment during his vetting, and that's where sometimes I find a problem with our parliament.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, you people have been trying to teach me what inflation and all those things is." Me, I don't understand. That is enough grounds to have K.T. Hammond not disqualified as Minister of Trade and Industry. Because what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Because these are, some are importers, some are exporters, and you need to understand their business module. The first thing you sought to do was to make us worse off. The Ghanaian who is already burdened. The first thing K.T. Hammond sought to do. And you see, we need to build a certain culture in this part of our world. When you do something and all of us reach a conclusion that what you did is bad, that you did not think through properly, please pack your bag and leave.
Yeah.
No, it's very, very simple. David Cameron did something that I respected him so much. During the Brexit period, he wanted Remain.
Yeah.
Now, he said, they asked him, if Britain votes to leave the EU, would you stay as Prime Minister? His first answer was, but I am not on the ballot, so why wouldn't I stay? The moment they lost, he was out there to announce to the whole, the British population,
you need a new leader.
That look, I do not think that I'm the best person to see you through, because I wanted us to stay, and so you need a new leader. And he steps down as Prime Minister. That's how you govern. It's obvious it's not going to work. So I got it wrong, but because I got it wrong, I feel that someone else needs to manage this ministry. So K.T. Hammond has no business being minister in charge of trade and industry. In fact, he should have gone yesterday. Today is better late than never.
All right, I'll be quick. I think the one move K.T. Hammond has attempted as minister, the one major move, failed spectacularly. My concern, though, is that he hasn't yet conceded failure. Yeah, that's my big problem. That even now he doesn't realize that he goofed. Like you are unhappy that we are importing certain things we shouldn't be importing. What's your solution? To go and try something that has been tried before and failed. Exactly that thing is what you want to do again. But somehow, because you are doing it, it will succeed. And you see, the problem was that if what you wanted was a mechanism to restrict imports, that mechanism already exists. People don't just get up and import into this country. Whatever it is you want to import, you need certain authority to do it. Just that authority doesn't come from the trade ministry. For example, if you want to import chicken, you will need your licenses from the agric ministry, including veterinary licenses and all of that business. So it already exists. If really what you wanted was a way of limiting it, limiting the import of it through the licensing. It already exists. You didn't need to create a new mechanism in your ministry just so that you will have the power to control who can import and who can't. I mean, it was a transparent move to grab power, and it's unfortunate, especially because it would never solve the problem anyway. So you are taking advantage of our problems to get power. And now that we've pointed out to you that we can see it won't work, you still won't concede defeat. Yeah, he must go. All right. Shall we go to education?
Why not? Let's go.
All right. So we have a man who many believe is also being considered as running mate for the flag bearer of the NPP, right? That's Dr. Iduchum. Chacho?
Look, I've had my own challenges with Dr. Yawose Iduchum. I think that as a minister, you sometimes would have to wait, achieve, and inform all of us. I feel that sometimes Dr. Yawose Iduchum says a lot of things, and it's like the proverbial But this is it. Free SHS. There's been lots of concerns about free SHS. The problems with free SHS: one, whether we have to pay, fees for borders. I think you don't have to pay that. That's a decision that will be taken by cabinet. I've heard him say recently that free SHS needs improvement, not review. I wonder the distinction between improvement and review, because review can always lead to improvement, isn't it?
Yes.
And the review can also lead to a cancellation, isn't it?
In fact, to be able to determine that you need improvement is because you have reviewed it.
You have reviewed it. So that's just saying that I see.
Except review na good word.
So in Ghana you don't want to use the words that your opponent is using. So if John Dramani Mahama says we'll review free SHS, and the NPP has interpreted that to mean cancellation, you don't want to use review. But this is the thing that I like about Dr. Yawose Iduchum: his focus on STEM education. Look, that is why I say he's one of the ministers in this administration that must stay. If for nothing at all, Dr. Yawose Iduchum, we've talked about the STEM innovation, and under his watch, together with the Ministry of Communications, they've developed the Ghana Knowledge and Skills Bank in the mode of Coursera, which many of us would like to be proud of. His appreciation of the need to actually get young ones to embrace science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, for me, is worth commending. So today,
I agree.
We have students not from the kind of schools that you say, oh, these are the science-based schools.
Bosumchi SHS.
Girls. There's one at Ketekrachi.
Yes, the Krachi girls or something.
They're doing wonderful things. If we could be girls, they're flying miniature, aircraft and all of that. And these are people that if we continue, and today we are building a STEM school, I would want to take my son there. Right from the beginning. So right from kindergarten to secondary school.
So you can go through Ghana's SHS education and you would never know how to draw blood and actually test and know blood groups. I saw that being done by the Bosumchi SHL's girls. That's something they teach at the polytechnics and the lab technology, and other people learn ahead of the stature they're supposed to be. Imagine having that skill at an SHS level. So I know you are going to say you should stay. So I wanted to add on to that so that we don't elongate that.
Yes, you should stay.
I think that for the vision alone, which sometimes he is unable to actuate, which I agree perfectly, and I also agree that free SHS today has so many problems. It is a pretentious top free, but the reality is different. That can also be fixed, and we should stop the partisan approach to education. When we take it out and strip it of all of these other things, of course, I also feel that the basic level is being neglected.
Yes, it has been 100%.
Neglected. And there's a lot of problems there. But if you look at, and mostly sometimes you can take one thing there, and one thing can redefine Ghana's development issue.
Yeah.
I see this whole thinking about STEM as one of them. At least there are schools starting. One of the reasons why I don't want the man to leave is because when he leaves, I'm not sure the next minister will be interested in promoting STEMs. Because Ghana, people do what they want to do with the time that they have, and their focus might be different. I don't even think STEM is a government-wide thinking anyway. I think it's a Duchum project, which is one thing that ought to be 100% given the support that it deserves. Our plan was 60% science, 40% art. Our colleagues elsewhere are way ahead of us when it comes to innovation, research, and the links into it. If we promote STEM properly, we may get there. So for that visionary position alone, I do believe that, yes, Educhum should stay.
Okay, I think I'll be the minority report on this because I actually think Dr. Educhum should go. I agree with you on the vision. I think that as an education minister, he has demonstrated that he certainly believes we are capable of a lot more than what we have done as a nation so far. This is a plus for him. The STEM, the strides in STEM cannot be denied. And I think he must always be commended and remembered for them. But even in that is a source of disappointment for me. Because after proving so clearly that something works, the fact that it hasn't been expanded across the nation, the fact that we are still spending money to pay for boarding fees in SHS rather than using that money to complete facilities so that this same STEM can be perpetuated across the nation so that we can all reap the benefits, because still there are kids in villages who will never get the opportunity to experience these wonderful things that you've both described. Never. Because as a nation we are spending all our money paying for boarding fees so that now free SHS is not free. It's not free for anybody. When the parents tell you how much money they are spending on it, it is not free. And as a minister, unfortunately, every time he opens his mouth to defend free SHS, it erodes the success of the small STEM project that he's doing that is working.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sorry, I cannot put STEM next to free SHS. The chaos that is free SHS, I cannot put it next to the little shining gem of STEM and call him a success. Especially since he continues to find all kinds of ways to defend the failure of free SHS. So now it will not be reviewed, but it will be improved. Like, why must you deliberately disagree with something that you clearly agree with? You see, so you get what I'm saying. So I mean, honestly, on the balance of things, yes, and I don't want to downplay what he has achieved with STEM. I can never downplay that. He must get his props for that. But to be honest, the failure is bigger. It's bigger. So for me, he must go.
But my challenge is the bigger failure with free SHS, because this is the point. I mean, that free SHS started with borders being given, their fees being paid. I have had my challenges with that. Now, free SHS started, and we went into a double track system. The last time I was listening to you and Kofi Asare make the point about, the need to end double track this year, and that if we do not end double track this year, and if we decide to go that way, there's also the challenge that schools cannot admit the numbers that they admit. I mean, I remember having conversations with, Patrick Ewua of Ashesi University years ago, and he made a point. He said he did not understand that we build all these facilities and 3 to 4 months within the year they have nothing to do.
Imagine.
And so, hold on a minute. So he was in support of a double track system. The fact that you've built facilities and you've left them, so as in you have a building, we come to work every day, right?
Yeah.
But then in our schools for 3 to 4 months nobody occupies them. We come back. So he thinks that the double track system is okay. I mean, it gets a lot of people in school. The challenge with free SHS in its current state, where borders are giving have their fees paid, is a decision that must be taken by cabinet. You could be right that, okay, we want to know Educhum's view on that. Something we don't do in this country. And I would also want to know his view on that. But that is not his failure.
What about?
That is that is a decision that will do, and it has actually cost somebody his job already. But let me continue.
It's cost somebody his job
already. But that's,
you mean Director General? Professor
that's a collective failure, and that's a collective of the government. But I would also want to know what Educhum's personal position is now that he begins to talk about improvement. And you must understand how politicians play. Because he's going to criticize, and I would say you need a review. It's only after a review that you can decide whether you need improvement or not. But this is the other point. Because somebody says a review, and if you say a review also, they say, oh, say a can, so you say it needs improvement. I say free SHS needs a review.
Let's be honest.
Urgently. It needs a review. But the review could also bring out some of its positives. The negatives will be corrected. I still think that I don't think it's a failure when borders have their fees paid. I think free SHS is discriminatory because not all of us get the same treatment.
Yeah,
so I want all of us to have the same treatment and have the same amount paid. And that's why I actually called for a chit system. So that even those who go to private schools should have their fees paid for.
By the way, when I say the failure outweighs the success, I'm also talking about things like basic school, where
basic
now,
education.
GHS,
I was mentioning
they
that
still don't have textbooks. All the uncompleted projects, Get Fund, the empty shell that is now Get Fund. I mean, all of these things are failures in the sector.
Is he Kenneth Oriata? You see why when it comes to health minister, my focus was on his not thinking right.
Yeah.
So that decision alone was enough to have let him go.
If I may just complete that, there's a list. Because there's also the schools under trees, right? Where the record is terrible. Only 50 schools under trees have been removed out of 5,403. Right? I mean, that's untenable. Desks. The provision of desks is moving at such a snail's pace that we can never expect some schools in this country to ever have that problem solved. Ever. Okay, capitation grants.
You are going there. You are convincing me small.
Charlie, you see, I can never remove from his achievement too.
Yeah.
You see, but we are forgetting the failures. No, we can't. There are plenty. Look,
okay.
The double track deadline. Hey, Jesus. Look, do you see?
But what's the performance? They're doing well.
They are doing well in exam fraud as well. They are doing well in exam fraud too.
Well, so are we voting?
Yes, I say he stays.
I say he goes. Casting votes, Ray.
Hey! Oh, I mean, listen, I've already. This is all the instances where deep within my heart, I want to say he should go, but I mean, I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. Frankly,
so he narrowly escapes.
Yes.
On that note, we're assessing ministers who should stay, who should go. Stay with us. There's more after these.
Are you hoping to start university this January? If you want a British degree from a world-class university at a fraction of the cost, then join Lancaster University Ghana right here in Accra. With a diverse student community, vibrant campus life, and up to 50% scholarship to support your study, Lancaster University Ghana provides you with a world-class education that creates endless possibilities globally. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Apply to join Lancaster University Ghana, where learners become leaders. Admissions are currently open for our January 2024 intake. Apply now for our foundation program. For more information, contact us on +233 030 221 8989 or send an email to admissions@lancaster.edu.gh. Lancaster University Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa.
There is something that drives you. The very thought of it fuels you. And even when the road gets rocky, you keep going, just to get the results that matter. It could be about you. It could be the lives you touch. It could be about someone special or something dear to your heart. Such results leave a sweet lingering smile, a sense of fulfillment. That's why you work till late, yet rise with the sun. yes, your drive knows no limit. Do it with Stanbic Bank, where we spur you on to get the results that matter.
Hello, babe.
Hello.
Where are you?
I'm home watching football. What's up?
That reminds me. I hope we are going to Ivory Coast for the AFCON 2024 because I'm tired of watching it on TV.
Don't worry, babe. I've got everything under control.
Then my things are already packed though.
Adansi Travels and CAF are making it possible for you to experience AFCON 2024 live in Ivory Coast from 13th January 2024. You can choose to go by air at a rate starting from $1,200 per person and $2,350 for couple, or by road at a rate starting from $890 per person and $1,750 for couple. Your flight, internal transport, daily breakfast, match ticket, and tours are all sorted. So what are you waiting for? Call 0595 500 817 or 0556 310 404 to book now. Adansi Travels, fuel life's beauty.
National Health Insurance.
Great news! The National Health Insurance Scheme (NHIS) has waived the waiting period for all members aged 70 years and above. All 70 years and above are also exempted from paying a premium. Enrollment and renewal are absolutely free on the NHIS. Members who are 70 years and above can automatically access healthcare when they newly register with the NHIS or renew their membership annually. You are no longer required to serve the 1-month waiting period for late renewals. Dad, mom, grandpa, and grandma, let your old age be filled with good health and access instant healthcare at zero cost on the NHIS today. Download the My NHIS mobile app to register with your Ghana card or visit the nearest NHIS office. Terms and conditions apply. For details, contact the NHIS call center on 054 444 6447 or 0302 746 447. NHIS, your access to quality healthcare. This message is brought to you by the United States Agency for International Development, USAID.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Yeah. We're doing the reshuffle here, and we'll be bringing your views in very soon. But we have one last batch of reshuffles to do in just a moment. We'll be very quick with them. We need to touch on energy, agriculture, communications, and in fact, fisheries as well, since we're doing agriculture. Very important. Stay with us. First, experience the excellence and global recognition of a British education combined with convenience and affordability at Lancaster University, Ghana. Expand your horizons. Apply now, by the way, for a transformative educational journey that will shape your future. You can get into the January 2024 intake. Admissions are open. Go to lancaster.edu.gh or email admissions@lancaster.edu.gh. You can also call 030-221-8989. Lancaster University, Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa.
And Safari Valley Eco Park introduces the Safari Wildlife Experience by creating an environment that fosters the harmonious cohabitation of forest, water, humans, and wildlife such as zebra, sable antelope, llama, wallaby, fallow deer, Patagonian, mara, and many others, where everyone can come and experience these majestic creatures at a starting price of only 250 Ghana cedis. Only. And it's free for children up to 6 years. It's only an hour's drive from Accra. It opens from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. each day. Visit Safari Valley Eco Park with your friends and family today for the thrill of a lifetime. For more information, visit safarivalleyresort.com. Check out Safari Valley on Instagram or call 0596 914394.
Now, did you know that MTN Momo now has an app? Yes, MTN Momo has a brand new app specially designed to make your Momo experience easier, convenient, and very fast. Now, just download the Momo app on Play Store, App Store on your smartphone, and look out for the blue and yellow icon
It's that simple. Momo app allows you to view your statements, pay bills, and so much more. Use the app for your Momo transactions and enjoy a 100% bonus when you recharge using the Momo app. So go on, download the Momo app now and start transacting with a flex at no data cost. Just Momo it everywhere you go.
All right, listen, let's get to it. Energy. Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh.
2 years ago, I would have said Matthew Opoku is doing very, very well. Today, he must go. End of my conversation on him.
Okay.
The evidence today does not support his continuous stay in that ministry. In fact, he must go and spend all the time campaigning to be vice president. I think that would be more useful than the time he's spending in that particular ministry.
Churchill?
Well, the evidence today, as we have seen it, I'm not sure that, and I agree with Raymond, when we were assessing ministers last year, in December, nobody would have thought that, Matthew Opoku Prempeh should go as energy minister. But I look at what we are going through, and I say, we are not doing well. The very person who said, Doom CSA, today is not Doom CSA.
There's no further title for it again.
There's no further title for
Just
it.
Doom.
And so, Matthew Opoku Prempeh, I would say it's time he moves to another ministry. Yes, he should go to another ministry.
Okay.
He should leave the energy ministry to another ministry. Yeah.
I would say he should leave government entirely. Look, any minister who can make it possible for an Usu Bempa prophecy to come true, I think you are done. Let me tell you this. My reason for wanting him to... Pardon?
Prophecy.
Yeah. My reason for expecting him to resign is the Akosombo spillage. And the mismanagement of VRA's mismanagement of that situation, which he then came to defend in Parliament. Yeah. For me, that is why he must leave. Forget about the fact that our energy sector is also crumbling under debt and is completely lost its way, and we are anticipating a difficult year in terms of energy in 2024. Forget about all that. Those are enough reasons. But for me, the biggest one is the failure to manage the Akosombo Dam spillage. For that alone, he should quit. And I wouldn't put him in another ministry because, he came there from education. What miracles did he do there? So I don't think he's proving himself to be any kind of special human resource as a minister, for which reason he must stay.
So on that note, the two of you say...
Yes.
All right. Agrek, relatively new minister there, Brian Achampong.
KT Amon's colleague in office and at ministry level. Frankly, he has launched second phase of the promise some of you said Brian was bringing on board, the revolutionary change, the Colonel Banascos of this world, the Courage Kwashigas of this world. I have not seen it yet. Maybe it will materialize in the future. I have not seen that movement at all. I've only seen I've launched this, I've launched that. But the agri sector is failing big time, and we should acknowledge that. Food prices in the Republic of Ghana today, and I'm not talking about imported food prices, I'm talking about the food price in the Republic today, is completely high. His predecessor did what? He did, what was he?
He transported food to the ministry.
he transported food to the ministry. He
opened the market at the ministry.
With the hope that it will work out perfectly. I do not think that Brian, maybe it's because of time, has the magic wand to fix the ministry like many at the portal was going to happen. Perhaps he doesn't have enough time to work out the magic. But as you think now, I don't think he needs to stay further there.
Well, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. It's just, they've just launched the second phase for the planting for food and jobs. I'd want to see, this is the major planting season now. I'd want to see how that would go. I'm sure if we come back in June or July, I'll be able to tell you whether he deserves to stay or to go. But if you're expecting any revolution, well, we've not seen that revolution within the agri sector. But... he's not committed the blunders of KT Hammond. So I want to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Reshuffle, no. I would say that Brian Achampong has started something. It is too early to assess the outcomes of what he has initiated. For that reason, I don't think there's some new person who, if you were to put in that position, would suddenly do better than Brian Achampong has done so far. So I would say keep him. Let's see if what he has initiated will work now that we're going through the seasons to see, the planting seasons and the harvest seasons. Let's see how he does in 2024. I would keep him. So what does that mean for Brian?
He stays.
He stays. Okay. Shall we do communications before fisheries or fisheries before communications?
No, fisheries.
Fisheries because it's linked to agri.
Yes.
Okay. All right then.
Well, I mean, I do not think that Mavis Alcomson has any business remaining in that ministry. Her understanding of the sector is suspicious. If you look at, our fishing sector today, and part of our problem with inflation was even fish. You know that?
Yeah.
Part of our problem with inflation was fish. And so you're talking about aquaculture development. And I mean, what have we done in that sector? If after 3 years, there's nothing to show and the prices keep going up, it's an indication of a ministry without much policy to determine what has to be done. Mavis Alcomson should probably be concentrating on a parliamentary seat in Kaswa.
I agree with you. She should go. And again, I mean, I think the choice in the beginning was a very poor one in the first place. She has not proven anybody wrong by doing what is expected of her in that role. Her biggest achievement is opening and closing the sea.
Yes, she goes there to lock it.
Yeah, really.
Comes back to open it.
And they are locking it at the wrong time.
Yeah.
So we are not reaping the dividends.
We can get better people to do that job, frankly.
My big issue with fisheries is that we still have these big trawlers encroaching on the fishing space of the artisanal fishermen, which is the real reason for the shortages. Okay, because these big trawlers, first of all, they are catching fish they shouldn't be catching, meaning that the artisans are not able to make any money, but they are also not able to bring in the species of fish that we consume the most, the ones that we depend on the most, can afford the best. They can't bring them in. These trawlers are taking them elsewhere to other markets, and so there's a shortage here, and that is what is causing the inflation that we are seeing with fish. Okay, but more importantly, why are all these trawlers owned by Chinese? Why are they all Chinese trawlers? When our law says you can't own a trawler if you're not Ghanaian. So if every trawler has a Chinese name, how can you remain fisheries minister? At some point, you should admit that you can't regulate the sector and leave. Okay then, communications.
We're having this conversation. Listen, I was outrightly for she should go. If people separate the digitalization things from her ministry, but I'll be reminded that the ministry is communication and digitalization.
Yes.
And say that digitalization is done by the vice president. If you separate it, she should go. If you had it, then it's not a vice president, what they call it, project, so she should stay. So it depends on how you want to take it. You can't belong to both sides, really. So if you think that the digitalization thing is happening, because the other side, the restriction of spectrum, the issues to do with what they call it, how she's managing the communication sector. We're talking about mobile communication, telephony systems, terribly so, very more expensive now. And they point fingers at her. They may not tell you people out there, they point fingers at her directly. So there's absolutely no reason why I should be paying higher data bills because of Eslo's grandstanding or whatever she's doing at the ministry, or whichever policy she's pursuing there. Making my life better was supposed to be the minister's job, and I'm convinced that her pluses would have been digitalization. And yet people say that's not part of her record. So if it's not part of her record, she should be changed immediately. If it's part of her record, we can tolerate her.
You see, I think that her handling of the SIM card re-registration was very, very poor. Okay, we did not handle that well. People had warned. In fact, even the NIA at a point in time, because you see, we're using our Ghana cards, but I mean, really, what were our fingerprints? Okay,
and those deadlines extending, changing.
Look,
I will not
always.
I
know people today, Raymond. I know people today who are using SIM cards that are not registered in their names.
Yeah. So what the people basically did was register the SIM cards you go and buy.
Yes. But at least now you know whose name is on it. So you know who to take. But we saw it when we checked that other names were registered to us. Of course, you can make the argument that but that means we are cleaning the system. I think the handling of that was poor. But there are other projects that the ministry
are they digitalization projects.
Some are digitalization projects.
Okay. But because if it's digitalization, then the credit goes to the vice president's office.
So you see, listen to me carefully. There are some projects.
Okay.
There could be some digitalization projects. So the vice president is tasked with ensuring digitalization. And Esla Owusu Ekufu's Ministry of Communication and Digitization. So her ministry is also tasked with that. Okay? Except that the vice president is the champion of digitalization.
I see.
Okay.
All right.
It's a very interesting way you
dynamic. Yes.
So based on that, I think we'll give her.
Very nuanced.
I think we'll give her. We'll give her a second chance.
What did Ray say? She should go or stay?
Yes.
She should go. Winston says second chance.
Yes.
Okay. Hey, I have the casting vote. That's interesting. Okay. I was disappointed with the SIM registration process. I think there were glaring problems that were not solved there, and what it means is that after all the money we've spent on that process, it can still be abused. People can still find their way to register fake SIMs. So the problem you wanted to solve has not been solved, but we spent the money. We spent the time. Those extension of deadlines each time was an admission of failure as well. So for me, yes, I agree that just on the basis of that, since we are asking people to leave if they have failed, unfortunately, I would have to say that Eslo Owusu Ekufu must also leave since she failed there. The NCA also is a point of disappointment for me. I think the NCA has underperformed under her, and yeah, for those reasons, I would also say she leaves. Okay, do we have time for one more?
No, let's go for a short break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The way he said it, no.
No, yeah, say the other.
Why? Is there any other social sector?
Why? What again? Yeah, I was going to bring information minister.
Yeah, but will be important though.
Yes,
Westonia.
Our sector.
Minister, information minister, assembly.
Introducing Pick 4 from Game Park Games, the easiest lottery to play and win. Pick 4 numbers from 0 to 9 up to 3 times a day to become one of our daily winners. More moolah, more power. Play online at www.gameparkgames.com or dial *946# to play. Game Park Games is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly. Pick 4 from Game Park Games. More moolah, more power.
Illegal mining continues to destroy our lands and waters.
We are getting some cases of young people whereby they come with difficulty in breathing and cough. We find that they have extensive damage to their lungs. They tend to be people who come from communities that are involved in illegal mining.
From January 12th, we continue the fight against illegal mining in our communities. It's the Poisoned for Gold Community Tour. Join Erastus Asaredonko as we engage the people of Samreboy about the dangers of illegal mining. The Poisoned for Gold Community Tour is part of the USAGM media project on nature crimes in Ghana, supported by the U.S. Department of State Bureau of Oceans and International Environment and Scientific Affairs, Office of Conservation and Water. The tour is in collaboration with the Multimedia Group. Media partners: Joy News, Adum TV, Joy FM, Love FM, Inshira FM, Ahobrasia FM, Tricky FM, Asuna FM, Royal FM, Velvet Beam Radio, Max FM, Green Gold Radio and TV.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Welcome back. It's the Super Morning Show on Joy. Our reshuffle has been going quite interestingly. Listen, a few messages real quick. Text message on Super Morning Show are brought to you by GCB Bank PLC, GCB Personal Loan. Make that big move and dream a reality.
Now, GCB, your biggest and largest bank in Ghana, is offering you, the GCB salaried account holders, personal loans in less than 24 hours to fund your next big move. With GCB's Big Move Personal Loan Promo, you can access up to a whopping 400,000 at a significantly reduced interest rate with a 2-month repayment grace period to meet your urgent financial obligations with a smile. It is time to make that big move, be it for educational fee payment, buying a car, or building a dream home. GCB makes these dreams a reality and life easier for its customers. So let GCB lend you the needed support to make that big move. Take care of those urgent personal needs. Visit any GCB branch or call 0800 422 422 for further inquiries. Terms and conditions apply. GCB, your bank for life.
And the best of Africa will assemble live in HD only on Star Times. Yes, enjoy all 52 matches of AFCON 2023 live in high definition only on Star Times from the 13th of January. Don't miss any action from the best players on the continent during the AFCON 2023 with the likes of Mo Salah, Victor Osimhen, Mohamed Kudus.
Kudus Day.
Kudus Day. Mahrez and a host of stars entertain you for only 180 Ghana cedis on Star Times Mega Bouquet. Get your Star Times 4K decoder dish cable plus 1 month super package subscription for 339 Ghana cedis now. Call our hotline 0242 437 888 or reach us on our WhatsApp number 0553 511 993 for more inquiries. Star Times, enjoy digital life.
Now, how do you find customers for your products and services throughout Africa in 2024? What are those key issues that can make your business succeed or fail in 2024? Are you aware of the major threats to your business in Africa this year? Don't be caught off guard. Join attendees from all over Africa and the rest of the world at Crystal Ball Africa 2024 to get the most insights while networking. The theme is One Continent, One Market, Growing Businesses Beyond Borders. It's on the 18th of January from 9 a.m. at Labadi Beach Hotel right here in Accra. Please register now at crystalballafrica.com. Don't miss this opportunity. Media partners are Joy FM, Joy News, Joy Prime, and Joy Business.
Now, what if I told you, Kojo, that 10 Ghana Cedi can get you free concert tickets and shopping vouchers worth up to 500 Ghana Cedi to shop at Melcom or get some buckets of juicy chicken at KFC every week? Now, here's what to do. Just take 10 Ghana Cedi or more in the Game Park Games Pick 1 or Pick 4 lottery to be entered into a weekly Saturday raffle for a chance to win big. Regardless of the outcome of your stake, you can still win a voucher for yourself. Vouchers are limited, so play more to increase your chances of winning. And remember to watch the Saturday promo draw on Adum TV at 6 p.m. Dial star 946 hash now or visit GamePackGames.com to play. Terms and conditions apply. Game Pack Games, more moolah, more power.
And Kingdom Books and Station Limited, your number one supplier of quality office essentials, equipment, and furniture at affordable prices. Now, they've introduced an online store for your shopping convenience. This means you can just shop by logging on to kingdomstoreonline.com and they will arrange delivery to your home and office within a reasonable time. They offer free delivery within Accra and time and accept payment via Momo across all networks. Terms and conditions apply at Kingdom. Quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
All right, then. So we've got just a couple of minutes to go. I was hoping we could read a few tweets on this topic, but we're waiting for those to come through. In the meantime, though, I think we have to announce that we've only made our way halfway through this. Oh, by the way, here's a message from Samuel Majite at Airport City. He says, hello, Kojo and Raymond. I personally disagree with you guys saying the energy minister must go. Okay, thank you for sharing, Samuel. Here's another one. It says roads. Oh, he was hoping we would get to the roads ministry. By the way, we have to do a part 2 of this. There are several ministries we didn't touch on.
Yes.
Roads,
railways,
transport, several sanitation. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, several ministries that we were unable to
Works
touch
and
on.
housing. We have built houses.
Yeah. So we will be continuing this. Don't you worry at all.
Yes.
We're coming back to this. This one says, great reshuffle discourse. For my public political dishonesty coupled with, public political dishonesty coupled with incompetent delivery should be basic yardsticks. Mauli is the one who sent that to us. Thank you all so much, and thanks for listening. Kojo, the failure is so serious that 2 months now after marking the WASI, examiners have not been paid throughout the country. Ben Intema is the one making that claim. Thank you all so much, and thanks. Maybe one more? No, we don't have time. All right, we have to go. We're back tomorrow with even more. Join us for that, including part 2 of our reshuffle. Have a wonderful